Terry. Terry will be performing at age 29 right here in Philadelphia.
Victorino toward right center field. Bernardino's not going to get that one. It splits the gap, and it might clear the bases. Castro scores. Ruiz is going to score. Here comes Jason Worth, and he scores. And Shane Victorino has a bases-clearing triple. It's his 4th hit of the night, and he does blow this one wide open here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Around baseball this afternoon, they are celebrating the 63rd anniversary of the day Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier with the Brooklyn Dodgers. The players will be wearing the number 42 throughout this ballpark. And not only that, as the Bills get set to take on the Washington Nationals in the final game of this 3-game series, they once again go for the series sweep after a great celebration. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Gary Matthews will be along a little later on. Well, this Phillies offense has been unbelievable the first week and a half of the season, Wheels. In fact, they're doing things that we haven't seen since the late 1890s.
Yeah, they've been unbelievable, Tom, as you say. It seems like every day is opening day around here. It's exciting here again today with all the stuff going on, and the Phillies off to just a tremendous start with their offense. Has been so good this year. So good this year, this Phillies offense, because of what they've been able to put together numbers-wise. It's been very impressive. Look, they're averaging 8 runs per game. 8 runs per game, Wheels. 8 runs per game, and, you know, a couple things really jump at you that are different. On-base percentage, first in the league. That has not been their forte necessarily. And the other thing, look at their first and fewest strikeout. I know it's only 8 games, but I didn't think I would ever say that about the Phillies 8 games into a season.
All right, one thing you probably didn't think you'd ever say also are 2 trips to the World Series in a row. Last year, the Phillies won 93 games of the regular season. Well, today they were presented with their National League Championship rings. What a season it was a year ago.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun around here, no doubt about it. What a season it was last year. The year before was a World Championship. Last year, another tremendous season, the most wins since that great 1999 three that went through to the World Series that year. And you see they won another pennant. They're 9-6 in postseason. They are just, well, it's a great run. It's so much fun right now. And here's the ring ceremony, Tommy, a few minutes ago.
Yeah, a few moments ago, David Montgomery, Ruben Amaro presented the championship rings to Charlie Manuel and the rest of the Phillies players. This on the heels of the pennant being raised earlier this week. There's Cole Hamels, who started that decisive game against the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's a beautiful ring, and it looks an awful lot like the 1993 National League pennant ring that the Phillies players had. One big difference, it's white gold instead of the regular gold. It is absolutely gorgeous, and the reaction of the players was unbelievable. I mean, look at that, Wheels. The rubies going around the diamond there.
Never get tired of them, Tom.
Never get tired
That's
of it.
a beautiful piece of jewelry.
Beautiful piece of jewelry, and the Phillies are hoping that they could pick up another piece of jewelry at the end of the 2010 regular and postseason. We'll see. It's been a good start so far. This afternoon, the Phillies once again will go for the series sweep. It'll be Jay Happ for the Phils, Scott Olsen for the Nationals, the starting lineups, and the first pitch coming up next. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Go Phillies, go Toyota. Toyota, moving forward. By Southwest Airlines. Want to see what a real airline is like? Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. By Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Jackie Robinson, who broke the color barrier 63 years ago for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And again, all around baseball, they will honor the memory of the late, great Jackie Robinson. This was deemed Jackie Robinson Day back in 1997. And after an idea that blossomed from the mind of Ken Griffey Jr., the players decided to all wear the number 42 on this day each and every year. So the Phillies will be wearing number 42 all the way around, and the Washington Nationals will be wearing number 42 all the way around as well. It is a gorgeous day for baseball as we finish off this 3-game series. Let's take a look at the Washington Nationals starting lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off at center field, Nyjer Morgan. Ian Desmond, the shortstop, bats second. Christian Guzman's over at second base, batting third. Adam Dunn is the cleanup batter. Josh Willingham hits fifth. Ivan Rodriguez, the catcher, bats sixth. Justin Maxwell was just recalled from AAA Syracuse. He'll bat seventh and play right field. Batting eighth and playing third base, Alberto Gonzalez. And hitting ninth and pitching is left-hander Scott Olson. They will face another lefty in Jay Happ, making his second start of the year. And Happ against the against the Astros last time around, Wheels, he battled through 5 innings. Yeah,
that's a good way to put it, Tom. Battle. He had problems with his command. He really had control problems throughout spring training, especially at the end. They kind of carried over a little bit, but he hung in there and pitched a very good game against the Houston Astros the other night. Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. That last thing, I kind of put that in today to talk about, because many baseball people will tell you the second season, especially for a pitcher, that's the one where you really learn about them. They can sneak up on you a little bit in that first year. You find out more about them in the second season. This is Jay Happ's second full season.
And it's his second start. Joe West calls time as Nyjer Morgan was being introduced as Happ was going into his windup. Nyjer Morgan, .219 batter, no homers and an RBI. And the first pitch misses, so it's 1 ball and no strikes, and he will try to bunt to get on base.
Yeah, he likes a drag bunt, and that brings Utley close in a little bit at second and Ryan Howard in at first.
And Polanco the same over at third.
It's not like he won't dump one down the third base line, too. Talk about him in this series, how much he reminds you of Juan Pierre with his actions and the way he plays the game, and that's a good way to play baseball.
He shows bunt, takes one low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Nyjer Morgan is 4 for 9 in this series, or I should say 2 for 9 in this series. He has stolen 3 bases overall this year and has not been caught just yet.
He can be very disruptive when he gets on base, too.
There's ball 4, so Morgan's aboard to start this first inning. And as we mentioned, Jay Happ now has to keep an eye on the speedy base runner. Last year he stole 42 bases between the Nationals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. A beautiful crowd on hand here at the ballpark and even outside the ballpark at McFadden's. And the conditions, well, it's going to get even warmer as the afternoon moves on, but 71 degrees, clear skies, and very little wind.
It's a great day, no doubt about it.
Here's Ian Desmond. Desmond 0 for 5 in the series so far, and now Carlos Ruiz is going to go out and talk to Jay Happ. Last night, both starting pitchers, Craig Stammen for the Nationals and Kyle Kendrick for the Phillies, and they had trouble finding the strike zone the first few innings, and it was a slugfest.
Took about an hour to play 2 innings last night with all those runs.
There's Kyle Kendrick, who talked about his command and his location after that start. You see his numbers last night. He received a no decision as Nelson Figueroa picked up the win in relief.
Well, he talked about, we alluded to it during the game last night. He wasn't aggressive. He was falling behind everybody, and the left-handed hitters, especially when he falls behind them, he gets hurt, and that's what happened to him last night. And as he said, he just wasn't very good.
Down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Desmond overall, as you saw, hitting 182 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. And he will be the everyday shortstop here in 2010. A little different move from Jay Happ over to first. At the knees, a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, Joe West behind the plate's a very good ball and strikeout player. You know, he's not a guy necessarily squeezes pitchers. He's fair. He's all over the place right now as Jay Happ, and as a result, he's not getting a whole lot of strikes. There's the rest of the crew today, Tom.
Runner goes, pitches line down the left field line, a foul ball. And thankfully for Jay Happ, Ian Desmond was a little out in front because that may have scored Nigel Morgan because he can fly.
Yeah, and it looked like they were playing hit and run there on a 2-1 count and a pitch out of the strike zone. A lot of times managers won't do that with a guy who's wild because you think, well, he may walk a couple. In this case, Jim Riggleman was just trying to make something happen with his ball club. And I don't know that it was hit and run, but it sure seemed like it, just because of the count and the way he chased a bad ball.
Yeah, the Nationals have been off to a rough start statistically. Overall, they're 3-5, 4 games back in the National League East already. Back toward the middle. Could be 2. Utley's got it. Flips back to Castro, who throws over to first. Boy, that is a nifty double play just because of the angles of the tosses.
Yeah, it was out of sync a little bit. It was almost like Castro thought Utley was going to run over there, it looked like, and all of a sudden he flipped it, and then the runner, who's very fast, Morgan, is right on him. Here you go. Chase makes a good play coming forward. Now he flips it, and Ryan Howard had to kind of dig it out. He just didn't get it out of his hand right away. I think that's what probably set the timing of the play off a little bit.
Good scoop by Howard to finish off that double play.
Yeah, he was never going to go over and take it himself. You watch that, he's way too far away. One of the things that I noticed before that ball was hit, though, Morgan absolutely froze at first base because Happ fooled him with his move, and that made it possible that he didn't get on the shortstop, Castro. He may have broken that up.
Well, Happ falls behind Christian Guzman with 2 away here in the top of the first. Guzman, we just saw his numbers against the Phillies. 7 for 16 against the Phillies this year.
Write him down for 2 hits every game. It seems like it.
It does seem that way. He's 7 for 16 against the Phillies. Now, granted, the Nationals and the Phillies have now played. This is their 6th game this year. But he's 1 for 9, or he was 1 for 9 against the Mets this past week.
Yeah, they've only played They've only played one other team, just like the Phillies have only played one other team.
A little high, 3-1 the count.
That's why that hit and run, if it was one, was a little surprising because they had a chance for Happ to walk the ballpark here in the first inning, but they tried to make something happen.
Adam Dunn waits on deck, and it's on the inside corner for a strike. 3-2. That was the slider from Jay Happ.
Yeah, it was a breaking ball. Took a lot off it.
And outside, ball 4. Second walk issued by Happ in the inning. Now, last night, Kyle Kendrick got a 4-6-3 double play and wound up giving up 3 runs in the first. Now, as Rich Doobie goes out to the mound to talk to Jay Happ, the hope is that Jay Happ can settle in, but he's got to find the strike zone here at the top of the first.
Well, an infield hit to Guzman, and then walk to Dunn and Willingham, and then the double by Kennedy. And they picked up more runs. Picked up those runs Tom was talking about. Rich Doobie doesn't usually go out and talk about mechanics during the game. It's more or less an approach and what he wants him to do, and whether he's being aggressive or not, whether he's backing off.
There's Mick Billmeyer, the Phillies bullpen coach, talking to Chad Durbin, who pitched very well last night. You think Mick's talking hitting, or is he talking pitching?
He
could be talking about anything.
Yeah, anything. But it really looks like he's talking pitching out there, right? Mick is a great guy to talk pitching with. He really understands the game.
That one's hit hard. Ryan Howard is right there on the glove side to finish off this inning. So Jay Happ throws 16 pitches, 10 of those pitches out of the strike zone, but he's able to work his way through the first after a meeting from Rich Doobie. The Nationals nothing, the Phillies coming up. disabled list with a strained calf muscle. Jimmy was limping out as he was getting his championship ring earlier today. So with that, the Phillies starting lineup will look similar to last night. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off at center field, Shane Victorino. What a night he had last night. Placido Polanco bats second. Hitting third is Chase Utley. Ryan Howard is the cleanup batter, followed by the right fielder Jason Worth hitting fifth. Raul Ibanez bats sixth in the bottom third. Juan Castro, Carlos Ruiz, and Jay Happ to face left-hander Scott Olson. And I guess you could say now, Wheels, veteran left-hander Scott Olson.
Yeah, a guy got hurt last year. He pitched one good game against the Phillies, one poor one. And that was his season last year, abbreviated, you see, with just 11 starts.
Now the first batter he faces, Shane Victorino, and he delivers one low.
But a guy with whom the Phillies have a history. And that's the scouting report on him. As I mentioned right there, he's had some great battles with the Phillies as a Marlin. You know, he's a very outspoken guy. And, you know, he came out with that quote one time, "I hate the Phillies." That was kind of fun because you don't hear a whole lot of that nowadays. But he's been a guy who's gotten in trouble with his own teammates, but he has ability.
Well, Victorino sends one in the air to left field. That's pretty deep. Willingham is back into the alleyway. He's got room, and there's one away. So Victorino off of a 4-for-5 night last night that included a career-high 5 RBIs. Retired for the first out here in the bottom of the first. Scott Olson missed most of last year because of surgery to repair a torn labrum in his left shoulder. He had a pretty good spring, at least in the eyes of the Nationals, and folks thought that he would make this team out of spring training. But he began the year in AAA, made just one start, and it was last Friday. He allowed 4 runs on 8 hits and 6 1/3 for the Syracuse ball club. But one thing that they were excited about was that his fastball was in the low 90s that night.
Pitched that game against Lehigh Valley.
Placido Polanco the hitter. Polanco rolls one toward third. Alberto Gonzalez filling in for Ryan Zimmerman, takes care of Pauly, and they're 2 away.
One of Olson's problems has been his temper throughout the years. You know, he just gets out of whack and gets upset. Now, what a night Chase Utley had last night. 2 home runs. That was the first one. Here's the second one. A fastball in. Hit that one in the second deck over the Budweiser sign. Phillies with 14 runs in that game last night, in the top of the order. Unbelievable.
Well, the top 4 hitters in the lineup last night, 10 for 18 with 12 RBIs. Now look at Chase's numbers so far this year. 367, 4 homers, second most to Albert Pujols, who has 5, and 10 runs batted in. Chase has reached base safely in all 8 games for the Phillies, with hits and walks. He's had a good start to the 2010 season. Last 15 home games against the Nats, 17 RBIs to go along with a .434 batting average.
Well, the Phillies have had some guys that have just really hit Olson hard, and then there's other guys that he's gotten out quite a bit. Really not a whole lot of middle ground with the players against Olson.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 have not done well against Olson. Polanco hadn't faced him yet, but Chase Utley does well right there as he drills one toward right center. Gone! 4th consecutive hit for Chase Utley. That's a home run. And the Phillies jump out to a 1-0 lead. He is smoking hot right now.
He does this a lot of seasons, boy. He jumps out of the gate in the month of April. And he was so quick on what looked like a high fastball there. Chase has that ability to wait, and then just flick those wrists. Little short swing, and that thing jumped out of the ballpark. Watch how long he waits on this. Waits, bam, and hits it. That's just a gift. You cannot teach something like that.
So fast to the ball. 5 home runs. Here's Ryan Howard, who rolls one to the right side. And just like that, after the buzz subsides, Ryan Howard is retired and the inning is over. Pat Pasio of Blackwood, New Jersey. You've won $100. Compliments of Chase Utley and the McDonald's home run jackpot. Phillies lead it 1-0 as we go to the second. General Manager Ruben Amaro were presented with their National League Championship rings by David Montgomery, the president and CEO of the Phillies. A gorgeous ring, great ceremony, and you can just see the reaction of the Phillies players as they walked away. It's the same kind of reaction that they had last year when they got their World Championship rings. Look at Ruben taking a look at it. His first year as the general manager of the Phillies, and
he's a pretty tough critic, too, don't you think?
I was going to say, he put his box back, and he made sure he put that ring right on.
Now, actually, in order to shake hands, both Charlie and Ruben, they decided that they should put the box back. I think that was a very good idea.
See, they're used to it now.
Ruben was brave enough to shake hands with the ring on. I don't think Charlie wanted to go there. That's the difference between being a veteran, you know what I mean?
Josh Williams skies one toward right. Jason Worth is there. Well, of course, David Montgomery joins us up here in the booth. And David, I have to tell you, we hadn't heard anything about the rings, much like last year, and they are beautiful.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. We've had a nice group led by Jerry Clothier and involving my wife and Bonnie Clark, Betty Ann Robb, Frank Koppenbarger, Richard Dietz, Sherry Clothier. It's a strong group that works on it. I'm kept in the dark too, and I actually prefer it that way. But no, I think our players were pleased, and we decided that it should be different, obviously, than the World Champion ring, but at the same time make it a very special memento.
Now, the World Championship ring had the Phillies P on the middle of it, as that one is lined toward left field, and Ibanez cuts it off. Rodriguez is going to try for two. Here's the throw to second on one hop, and it's offline, and it's a one-out double. The World Championship ring has the P on it, whereas this one has Phillies across the top of it, and that's where some of the distinction is.
Yeah, the committee decided that when they looked back at the rings we had produced before and whatnot, we felt we should save the actual P for the World Series World Championship opportunity and use the script Phillies instead on this ring, and it turned out very, very nice.
You can't help but think watching this again that it's nice that this committee continues to be in force.
This is a good committee to stay at work, right, Wheels? I agree with that. But, look, the two of us in particular have been here a long time, and we know to cherish these moments because they don't come along every day. And, I said this, I remember Bill Giles and I talking about this because the Warren Giles Trophy, started in '69 when we started to have the League Championship Series. And the fact of the matter is we've gotten our name on there 5 times, and nobody has more. So if we can be the first to 6 with the trophy with Bill's dad's name on it, that's pretty special for this franchise.
Yeah, it's amazing, too, because you think back to the 90s with the Braves and a number of teams that had success in the 90s and 2000s, the St. Louis Cardinals. It wasn't until last year where it dawned on a lot of folks, hey, wait a minute, the Phillies have found their way to a number of World Series since they were in the 1980 World Series.
Yeah, I know. In the case of the two of us, this is the 5th ring that Wheels and I will have received from this organization, and that's kind of amazing. I'm not much of a jewelry person myself, but boy, it's a very special thing to have and to cherish.
And you look at it now, how much tougher it is to win the championship. When we first started in the 70s, if you were lucky enough to win 3 games, you went to the World Series.
Well,
and it's a little tougher now.
Now there's 30 teams and 16 in the National League, and that obviously has changed from the 12 we had. And you're right. If I just said to the people, Masters of Design, who have done such a nice job putting this ring together for us, because they were talking about, well, we'll see again. I said, well, our goal is the same every year. If we can at least be one of those 8 clubs that starts that journey, and then see where the path leads when you get into postseason. So we have our work to do that, and if we can, we'll see if we can create some excitement.
Well, Justin Maxwell works out a walk. Runners on first and second with 1 away, and with the success of the team on the field, there is no doubt the success off the field and in the stands. And last night was the 44th consecutive sellout. Today will be the 45th, and David, those are unbelievable numbers.
Well, actually, Tom, the success off the field, meaning the fan support, is what's created the success on the field. I think there's, I'm pleased now that our players recognize what a direct correlation there is. I mean, I think the parade in 08, when they felt the energy and the fan support, I mean, the fact that still a couple great moments for me. One, from the moment Jeff Jenkins hit that ball in the gap in the resumption of Game 5, nobody sat down for the next hour and a half. And when we played an on-deck series game here Friday with the Pirates and had a crowd of 43,000
Yep.
and some over 42,000 actually in the park that day, Tom. I mean, those are staggering numbers, and we just feel so fortunate with the response that the fans have given this club. And you know, they know them as players, but they also know them as people, and they've identified with them, and that's what makes it so wonderful.
Well, and some of those shots right there are a clear indication that the tradition of baseball is being passed along in the city, and it's such a diverse crowd too that's coming to the ballpark.
Yeah, I would say if there's one area that we've had the largest change in, it's probably the age 18 to 32 group. At the vet, we were always fortunate enough to draw, you know, the hardcore fan, and then we had a strong family audience of people bringing their children and grandchildren and whatnot. But to have so many young adults coming here and feeling this is the place to be, it's really wonderful.
Is this almost like developing a whole new generation of fans?
Well, I hope so, Wills. I mean, that's the theory, and you know, this group will indeed, just like us, get a little. That was quite a play there.
Quite a play by Ryan Howard.
It was identified as a trap right off the chute. But,
yeah, well, they're running on this too. They're going to run on this 3-2 count, and that's a double play, obviously, if he could catch it off the ground. But Angel Hernandez right on it, said he trapped it. Guy's coming around third in a hurry too. Pudge Rodriguez is moving around pretty well for his age.
Sure
he was running like Bob Boone there. He needed to drop an anchor, Wheels. And we remember Boone.
Boone got thrown out one night 3 times in a game, and none of them were the first.
He's in the ballpark today.
I heard
it's
he
great
was
to see him. I saw him yesterday and had a chance to say hello.
What a good man.
What a very bright baseball man, but he wasn't quite sure of his own speed, was he?
Well, no, he did the right. His base running decisions were correct. His body just couldn't get him there.
But that
He's a good friend. He is a
people.
good friend.
He would laugh at that. I hope.
We used to talk about throwing a lasso around him when he was, you know, running those bases. Slow him down a little bit.
Well, the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Scott Olson with 2 runners in scoring position. 2-away here at the top of the second. Phillies lead at 1-0. And Olson now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. David, you mentioned something about the players recognizing the support of the fans, and that's so true, and it is so important when you play so deep into October like the Phillies have, that they can see that support, and it's something that, you know, they don't want to let loose of.
Absolutely. I mean, and how about just down in Washington the other day? I mean, obviously for the opener, our fans were wearing red as were theirs, and I wouldn't even try to estimate the percentage of crowd that was for us. Obviously, the way the game went, our fans were much more vocal. I think they got there earlier and stayed longer, too. So.
There's a pop-up left side of the infield. Happ should get out of this jam. Polanco's under it, and the inning is over. So a nice job by Jay Happ to work out of some potential problems here in the top of the second. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second. David Montgomery will continue with us when we return. Own Phillies 2009 National League Championship ring with 2 collectible options, the replica ring paperweight and the replica ring acrylic cube. They're both available at the Majestic Clubhouse store or by calling 1-877-GO-PHILS. That's 1-877-GO-PHILS. And Jimmy Rollins, who's on the disabled list, was showing off his ring, much like he did last year with his World Series ring. I loved watching the reaction of the players when they walked away from shaking your hand, David, when they received the ring, because they haven't seen it. This is their first chance to see it. It's along the same lines of the reaction I saw from Davey Lopes last year, which we've played over and over again. The wow that came out of his mouth. It was pretty cool.
No, I think there's we're not trying to be cloak and dagger about it, but I think it makes it more exciting for everybody if they haven't seen it until they actually receive it. So, as I said, we have some faith and trust in that committee, and they've done 2 years excellent work on our behalf, so we're very appreciative.
And Tyler Walker was also presented with his ring before the game.
You know, it just happened that obviously Tyler was with us, and we'll make an effort. You know, there's a few players spread around. I know I'm going up to Lehigh Valley Monday to pick up a few players up there that are getting rings that are playing for the Iron Pigs, and then we want to somehow personally, with different individuals associated with the club, but try hard not to have somebody receive it in the mail. You know what I mean, Tom? The goal would be to have somebody, either a supervisor or, I mean, for example, we're headed to Arizona. We'll pick up somebody there, and then you know. I don't think we'll wait till we see Houston again to take care of Pedro Feliz and people like that, but maybe a fellow like Gordon Lakey, who's down there when he's at the ballpark representing us, something like that. So see what we can do. That
it's nice to see Brad Lids and J.C. Romero here today.
Yeah, well, you know, it worked out well. It was between their rehab assignments, and I think Brad's headed back to Clearwater, from what I understand, but I think J.C.'s staying in the area for his next assignment. So. We're making progress on that.
Jason shoots it the opposite way. Guzman is there to his left, one away here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
I get this question all the time, David. I'm just curious your reaction. People say, is this the best era ever of Phillies baseball?
Well, we would be in a particularly good vantage point to judge, Wheels, because the opportunity we had from 75 through 83 when we had I think we're 9 winning seasons in a row there. We're at 7. We had that 80 and 81 one in 2002. So that's one way to judge it. Obviously, to have been in a World Series back-to-back years is pretty special. I do know this. I think at a couple of positions out there, we're seeing players that are the absolute best at their position. You know, we just saw plaques of that group with Lefty and Bo and Schmitty and all that. Booney, we were talking about earlier. You know, the Bull, very strong nucleus. If I don't say Gary's name, I'll hear about it. Gary Lee, we better throw him in there.
Shake and bake.
You know, yeah, a wonderful group, and that was a really sustained period. So I think the challenge for this group is to see if we can keep it going for a few more years, and then I think we have every reason to say we're right up there with that group.
Well, and it's not easy to do in baseball to have the core stay around and be healthy and be as successful as this core has been, and even that core was in the 70s and the early 80s. That's not easy to do in baseball.
No question, Tom. And we were fortunate in both examples that the group that came together that provided the actual nucleus of those clubs were pretty much the same age when you think about it. I mean, you know, Jimmy, Chase, Jason, Shane, and Ut are all between that 29-31 group.
Ryan Howard right in there?
Yeah. You know, I'm forgetting somebody. Somebody had me on the air the other day talking about our best third baseman. I managed to leave Schmitty out.
And he may let you hear about that.
Oh, I was sure he would.
Oh, yeah. David, thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate
my
it.
pleasure, man. Good to be with you, Tom.
Thanks,
Wheels, always. Thank you.
Through 2. Rings ablazing all afternoon long. Phillies lead it 1-0. trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan forum section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. You can see the fanatic wearing that shirt. The question is, on April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson made his debut as a Brooklyn Dodger. What position, Wheels, did he play? The answer will be revealed in the seventh inning. I think he might have this one, folks. Nyjer Morgan leads it off here in the top of the third. Jackie Robinson, the day that he did play in his first game, did not get a hit, but did score the winning run for the Dodgers.
Never really got a chance. You know, I'm so lucky. I saw Mays and Aaron Clemente, those guys in their prime, play so many games. And
Polanco's going to have to let that one roll foul.
I never really saw Jackie Robinson in those games that you hear so much about. I think, you know, I was 10 and 55, and when he retired, 58 maybe.
When he got traded to the Giants, and he wouldn't play for the Giants.
And he played in Jersey. He was playing. They were playing. The Dodgers were playing some games in Jersey,
the Roosevelt Stadium,
old Roosevelt
Jersey
Stadium.
City.
I remember that being on television, and you know, you just didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to appreciate Jackie Robinson and what a great player he was. But then you know, guys like Whitey and Mage McDonald, and Robin Roberts, guys you're around would tell Jackie Robinson stories, and you just sit there mesmerized how good he was. Whitey said the worst thing you could do is get him in a rundown because he would be at the next base.
Morgan slices one just foul.
He was so he was so athletic, you know, and he was a great football player at USC and just a tremendous athlete overall. And you know, when he came to there he is right there at UCLA. I mean, that he was a football player, and there he is hitting a home run, but he could really run the bases, they said.
Well, he can run the bases. He wound up his career a lifetime .311 hitter with more than 1,500 hits, a six-time All-Star.
You watch him slide in these games too. You know, he was serious.
3-2 the count to Nyjer Morgan, and that's inside ball four. He walks for the second time, and
watch him run the bases. You know, he wasn't like he was a pretty runner, but look how hard he went in that game at Connie Mack Stadium. And there he is with that short swing. You know, all these old great black and white footage of the way this guy could run around the bases. He must have been something to watch. And the thing about it is, you look back and you think Branch Rickey picked the right guy.
Picked the right guy. 137 career home runs, inducted in the Hall of Fame in '62. And Ryan Howard's throw to try to get Morgan goes sailing right by Juan Castro. So it'll be a stolen base for Nyjer Morgan.
And Ryan Howard keeps pointing to himself. My fault, my fault. He did everything right except the throw. Came forward, got it in plenty of time. And if he'd given Castro any kind of throw, they're going to get Juan Pierre, but he doesn't. Happ has him picked off. He comes forward. That's good. That's good. That's bad. And he throws it right into the runner Morgan here. And that is Juan Pierre like right there. And he did a really good job, you see, of staying in the baseline.
Well, Ian Desmond, the batter, with a runner in scoring position. He shows butt and takes one way outside. I don't think Morgan had any chance of getting over to third. I wonder if he thought he missed second base as he slid, because he looked like he jumped right over it, but he did get a piece of it.
Well, he overslides a bag all the time. You keep talking about that, how he does that.
Well, they say caught stealing E3, so no stolen base for Nyjer Morgan. And Desmond bunts it to the right of the mound. Good play by Happ. That'll move Morgan over to third. And it's 1-3 on the putout.
I mean, he was running, wasn't he?
He was running on that one, yeah. Yeah, normally they'll score that as stolen base. You know, because let's say if the throw from the catcher gets past.
There you see, you know, that's a play that a first baseman will have a tendency to rush, but you don't have to. If you do everything right the way that he did. And he came forward, and he has him with a good throw. He just didn't make a good throw.
Well, the Phillies play the infield back with one out here at the top of the third.
And Morgan does what you're supposed to do, and that's run right in the baseline like that and try and make it. That's why the fielder comes so far forward to try and get an angle.
Well, and Ryan has worked on that play over and over and over again, and he has gotten better at it, but there are times, like you just saw, where he just has trouble finishing the play off. Guzman walked his first time up. And Happ is ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. And it hasn't been often today that Jay Happ has worked ahead of the hitter. But he's worked ahead 2 strikes to Guzman. Jay has 5 3-ball counts this afternoon.
Well, unfortunately, this is the way he's pitching at the end of spring training, and it's carried over into the season where he's not throwing strikes.
Towards shortstop. This is going to wind up tying the game up, and Castro takes care of Guzman. Run scores as Morgan crosses the plate, and it's a 1-1 ball game. So an RBI for Christian Guzman. That's his 3rd RBI in this series.
And speed at the top of the order there by Morgan gets the job done for them, and they bunt him over, and they do a good. That's a good fundamental run.
Hey fans, we're in the home stretch for the 2010 census. It's not too late. Fill out and mail back your census form today. Adam Dunn, the hitter, with the bases empty. And 2 away here in the top of the 3rd. Dunn grounded out to first, his only time up today. And the count is even 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned before that normally when a guy tries to steal a bag and the throw gets past, let's say, the fielder, it's automatically a stolen base. It must be in the assumption of the official scorer that it was an easy play, and it should be recorded an out. At least that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, I get the rule book out right now. There, there's a lot of scoring rules we don't know, and the official scorers do a great job on that. But I don't remember that one too often.
That one's off the hands. A base hit the opposite way for Dunn. Well, that's just his 2nd hit of the series. So 2 outs. Josh Willingham, the batter. Phillies and the Nationals tied at 1. Phillies scored on a home run by Chase Utley, and the Nationals have scored in this inning on a ground out by Christian Guzman. Popped up behind the mound. Chase Utley coming in. Castro is there. Chase calls everybody off, and the inning is over. But the Nationals do tie the game up. They get a run on 1 hit. They strand 1. The sold-out crowd heads to the bottom of the 3rd in a 1-1 game. Is brought to you by Suzuki and the amazing Kazashi Sports Sedan. By AT&T, a better 3G experience. and by Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. Oh, a gorgeous afternoon for baseball as the Phils round out this 3-game series against the Nationals. And how about the first 3 series of the year? The Phillies have had the ability to finish off a series sweep all 3 times.
They're 1-1 so far.
That's the kind of start it's been. It's been the best start for a Phillies team since the 1993 team that went 17-5 in the month of April. Ruiz smokes one toward left field. Willingham going back. He's not going to get there. One hop off the wall, and Carlos Ruiz will pull it to second with his first extra base hit of the year.
We got the Raul chance here been going on, and now we got the. That sounds like a boo, but of course it's huge. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's been quiet with the way this lineup has been hitting, but he's been getting on base.
Yep, he got a nice fastball to hit there. It looked like that ball kept going away from the left fielder Josh Willingham. He thought he had a shot at it at first, and he couldn't catch up to it.
26 doubles a year ago for Ruiz, and now Happ will be up there to try to get Carlos Ruiz over to third. Jay 0 for 2 with a walk so far in 3 at bats. And he bunts it right in front of the plate. Dunn heading toward third with the throw, and they've got Carlos Ruiz. That's a nice play by Adam Dunn.
And that's why you try to make the third baseman field the ball. You know, when you bunt it towards first base, there's always a chance an aggressive first baseman can make that play. And Dunn was very aggressive on that. Ideally, the ball is bunted towards the third base line, and that way you can't have a fielder get in the way of this play, and it's a tag play, which takes a lot longer. That was a tremendous play by Adam Dunn. Ruiz, of course, doesn't run all that well. That was the feeling that he had a shot at him right away, and they get him.
So Adam Dunn, who's making that transition from the outfield to first base on an everyday basis, makes the play. And with 1 out, back to the top of the order for Shane Victorino, who's 0 for 1.
One of those plays too, boy. You have to make sure that you do that successfully, because if you don't, the 8 and 9 hitters are on with nobody out, and here comes the top of the order. And in this case, he made it work.
I have to admit, I was surprised that he did it. I really was.
Well, he had it right in front of him too, Tom. He saw it the whole way.
In the air to left, not too deep. He's carrying into the alleyway. Willingham is there to make the grab.
See, that's why the pitcher in the National League is so important to get the job done, because if Jay Happ had bunted that better, now all of a sudden he has a 2-1 lead.
Hey, this Friday night, the Phils and the Marlins. This tomorrow night, of course, will kick off a 3-game series at 7:05. It's Irish Heritage Celebration to take place here at the ballpark. But you know what else it is? It's Roy Halladay's first start here at Citizens Bank Park. That's right. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Come on out and see the Phillies ace against the Florida Marlins. 2 outs. Placido Polanco's 0 for 1. Polanco began play today as the leading hitter in the National League with a .486 average. And that's dipped down to .472 with his ground out. His first time up. Chopper towards short, and Desmond bobbles, but still has plenty of time to get Happ. And the inning is over. For the Phils in the bottom of the third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Olson's through 3. It's a 1-1 ball game. The Flyers fight for Lord Stanley's Cup. Get a complete breakdown with expert analysis of the Flyers-Devils Eastern Conference quarterfinals on The Ultimate Goal. Tonight at 10:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Flyers winning last night in Game 1 of their opening round series. Good catch by Davey Lopes, saving everybody behind him there. And the Phillies and the Nationals, as we go to the 4th, tied at 1. With all the players today wearing the number 42 in honor of Jackie Robinson. It is Jackie Robinson Day around Major League Baseball. And a great idea that came from Ken Griffey Jr., now of the Seattle Mariners. A handful of years ago, he called Bud Selig, the commissioner of baseball, and asked him, as Ivan Rodriguez leads it off here in the 4th, if he could unretire the number 42 for one day on April 15th. And Bud Selig said that's a great idea. And then after that, a handful of players started to follow suit. And now most teams wear the number 42 on this day each and every year.
I was going to say, Mo Vaughn used to wear that uniform as his regular number 42.
Yet now around baseball, Mariano Rivera is the only one who wears that number as his designated everyday number. He's grandfathered. As Rodriguez floats one toward left. Good jump by Ibanez. One away. I think it's one of the subtle things that baseball has done over the years, Sarge, to honor the legend that was and is Jackie Robinson. The Nationals will return home tomorrow. Willie Harris, who grew up in Jackie Robinson's hometown, will wear the number at Nationals Park. The umpires are wearing the number 42. See Joe West's sleeve there.
Well, to be able to keep the legacy alive and all of the different scholarships from the Jackie Robinson Foundation, it's a great honor, especially being the first black player to break the color line there in 1947.
Here's Justin Maxwell, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the 4th. Well, before the ball game, during the national anthem, the Phillies players were standing behind some of the Philadelphia Stars, the former great Negro League players. They presented some jerseys to those Philadelphia Stars ball players as Maxwell waves at an off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. The Tuskegee Airmen were honored, the first African-American aviation group that fought in World War II. Great ceremonies all the way around before the ball game.
Yeah, you know, when you talk to a lot of the Philadelphia Stars, they only have good stories to tell, and they're quite intriguing. They had no bitterness at all. They were happy to be playing the game of baseball and playing it well. And we mentioned before, after the color line 1947, when it was broken and they were able to come and play, the black players were able to play. 9 times the MVP was won by a black player in those 13 years. So it just shows you what caliber of players that you were getting. When you talk to Robin Roberts, he'll tell you, well, we expected them to come in and play well, and glad that they were in the league. And he was, and Robin has nothing bad to ever say anything bad about that league. There's pregame ceremonies.
Yeah, those are the Tuskegee Airmen, the surviving airmen from World War II. There's Robin Roberts, number 36, retired here at Philadelphia, as Justin Maxwell draws a 1-out walk, so he's aboard. Some of the great African-American players in Phillies history. Dick Allen is right there. And those doors were opened by Jackie Robinson, Branch Rickey of the Brooklyn Dodgers, Larry Doby, who was the first African-American League player the same year that Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier.
Yeah, and when you talk to the guys, they'll tell you that Mays and Hank, those guys, they weren't the best players in the league, if you can believe that. I mean, that's right. They would tell you that, and they would talk about it, and they tell you, hey, he couldn't play on our team right away. But to the credit of the major leagues, they took the younger stars, and the reason I think the demise of the Negro League, because you took the younger stars, they didn't go with the older players like we do right now with the Japanese players. You know, we take some of the older players that have been great players, but we don't take the younger stars. But some of the ones that come over, Ichiro, for example, will certainly be a Hall of Famer once he's done playing, I'm sure. Both leagues.
I think that's a great point, because there were guys like Josh Gibson who were such great hitters that didn't get that first opportunity. It was Jackie Robinson and Larry Doby.
Yeah. Josh Gibson, they say, hit the ball a mile, and once a pitcher got 2 strikes on him, that pitcher was in a whole lot of trouble.
Well, here Jay Happ is trying to work out of some trouble with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning, as Alberto Gonzalez is the hitter in a 1-1 game. A little deceptive heat right there by Jay Happ. A high fastball, and it's 1-2.
He usually has the ball pretty good.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, it's 3-0 Mets at the top of the 4th. Jason Bay, an RBI single. Chris Iannetta won the ball game last night for the Rockies in extra innings. Runner goes, pitch is popped up right around the mound. Jay Happ is there waiting for folks to come in to help out. Polanco comes over, and there are 2 away. Back to first goes Maxwell.
They're always telling the pitcher, get out of the way. I got it. Happ, a good athlete. Sure could have caught the ball himself.
Olsen rips one. Look out into that camera well. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to Olsen, who popped out to Polanco his first time up. Five pitches already for Jay Happ, and we're just in the top of the 4th.
Struggling with his control, not able to hit his spots. Should be able to control his fastball.
Another pop-up left side. Polanco's been busy this afternoon, hugging the line, walking into foul territory, and the inning comes to a close. So the Nationals have had base runners in each of the first 4 here at Citizens Bank Park. A gorgeous afternoon. It's a 1-1 game as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Local Dodge dealers. By the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. And by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. A Whitey statue out in Ashburn Alley. It is packed as always out there. Plenty of food. Plenty of space. And a gorgeous afternoon for baseball as the Phils wrap up this series against the Nationals. 6 games in the first 9 against Washington. And the Phillies so far have won 4 of the first 5. Chase Utley gave them 1-0 lead earlier, and he'll lead off the bottom of the 4th.
Chase picking on a high fastball. The balls he had been hitting out have been more near the belt area. That ball he picked on a fastball up out of the zone and took it out.
I said before that Chase's last 4 hits now, he's 4 for 8 in this series, have all been home runs.
Yeah, what makes him so difficult, you can't pitch him the same way. You'll have to change patterns, and usually with good hitters, you'll do that. That's a tough pitch. Now here it is in the first inning. Look where this ball is. Up there in the zone as it gets out of the zone. Well, he picks on that little spot there. There's just no doubt about him when it's going in that area.
He's enjoyed the 6 games so far against Washington, a .450 batting average. Phillies, as we said, came into this ball game having scored 64 runs in their first 8 games. Now, you expect that number is going to dip down as the year goes on, but you know we're in game 9 now in the season, and to be able to score 8 runs, I mean, even Charlie has been impressed with the way his offense has swung the bats.
Well, just want to ride it out, don't want to think about it, just keep getting hits, keep getting runs. But all the players know you can't continue to hit like that the whole season.
Well, Chase is down looking on strikes. That's only the 2nd time this year that Chase has gotten down on strikes. So 2nd strikeout. Well, things will get tougher for the Phillies in the National League East, not only tomorrow, but also on Friday, May 7th, when they take on the Atlanta Braves. It'll be the 2nd series of the year against the Braves. The first one here at Citizens Bank Park. Limited ticket availability for all 3 of those ball games. You can log on to Phillies.com to make your purchase today. Again, a night game and then a 3:10 afternoon game on Saturday. And then the series wraps up with Mother's Appreciation Day on Sunday at 1:35. So 1 away for Howard, who grounded to second his first time up. 0 for 1. Little number right back to the box, spinning every which way, and Olson's got plenty of time, and he records the 2nd out. Well, who knows if this will continue the way Olson's thrown today. Getting Utley and Ryan Howard for the first 2 outs. He's gotten helped out by Adam Dunn with some pretty good defense, and Adam Dunn just getting used to Scott Olson, just took a fastball as he was waiting there at first base for Olson to fire it over. That one had to hurt the palm a little bit.
I'll say.
Anyway, Olson has recorded 7 ground ball outs so far in this game.
Nice little change up just through Jason Word, getting him out in front.
Jason grounded out to the right side his first time up, and he lays off an outside pitch. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Astros defeated the Cardinals 5-1, and the Astros are no longer winless. The season can get going now in Major League Baseball. There's nobody that is looking for their first win, Sarge.
Yeah, they might have popped over some champagne there in St. Louis.
Worth down the line. This one's deep, fair or foul. It is a foul ball. That was pretty close.
That ball might have been inside a little bit. Jason turning on it. See this? Clears himself. What a great swing, though. Hitting against his front foot. see how he's jumping there, trying to keep the ball fair. And when you're jumping, you can't make it go fair. You're just hoping that it's going to hit the pole.
You really can't make it go fair?
Oh, man.
Have you ever tried?
Well, sometimes you want to blow a little bit, or just you saw the other night where Utley was actually twisting, trying to make it go fair.
And Marquis was leaning the other way, but Chase must have been leaning a little bit more.
A little more balance on that side. You're right about that.
Well, you remember that play in Seattle many years ago when Larry Ederson was on the mound and Lenny Randle blew a ball foul up the third base line. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Outside, 3-2 to Jason Worth. Jason did not start yesterday's ball game. He's been nursing a sore hip, but he seems to be okay. Raul waits on deck. Ooh, nice play. Ball shot off the tarp and popped right into the hand of a waiting fan. Oh, this is another great part of Citizens Bank Park. Memory Lane out in Ashburn Alley. You can actually soak in not only the information from Memory Lane as Jason Worth takes that walk, but also the Wall of Fame, which we saw those plaques earlier. And just some of the great features here at Citizens Bank Park. Hey, after the game, get expert analysis from former Philly Ricky Vitalico, plus exclusive team reactions on Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Sloan Toyota, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, 2 outs. Here's Ibanez. He grounded to first. His initial at bat today. 6 for his last 20 coming into the ball game. And he takes one a little low. Sarge, this 3-0, this is the 3-17 first pitch, has produced some shadows around home plate. How tough is that for the hitter right now?
It can be tough when you're in the shadows and the pitcher is in the sunlight, the way that Olsen is. I always thought the most difficult thing to pick up would be the breaking ball, simply because you can't see the spin of it. Fastball, a little easier to hit if it's down in the zone. Don't want it up when you're trying to swing at it.
Opposite way, a foul ball, 1-2. Do you have any techniques that you used to use to try to compensate for a situation like this?
Well, we knew one thing, that I wasn't able to see the ball very well. Either was the umpire, so we're just hoping that, hey, you can get some straight fastballs and you're either going to get a walk or hopefully try and hit the ball somewhere. But there's no technique in trying to be in the shadows and hit a ball that is coming from the sunlight. You're just hoping that as quick as possible that sun can go down and everybody can be more or less where you don't have the shadows. The worst place, I think, is in Wrigley Field, where you have the shadows. And at times, even difficult to throw the ball to first base because you get that little lighting in between some of those pillars, and it's difficult to see the ball.
1-2 the count to Ibanez. Worth leads off first. Another toss over by Olsen.
See Davey putting the watch back in his pocket. He has some time, so he'll let Jason know what he is to the plate. Usually if a pitcher is 1-1, 1-2, difficult to steal on. 1-4 or so, they're usually off to the races.
Roll tries to check. They appeal. No swing, says Rob Drake, to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is a kid who was a pretty bright prospect for the Marlins organization. He won 12 games back in 2006. And Roll is down on strikes. Tough slider away. Third strikeout for Olson. And he strands a runner on base. Those are looking good out there at Ashburn Alley. Phils and the Nationals go to the fifth in a 1-1 game. Hey fans, traveling this season, well, take the Phillies with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Phillies game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Phillies.com to get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. And there is day baseball everywhere around the league today. Here, the Phillies and the Nationals tied at 1 as we go to the fifth. Nyjer Morgan trying to bunt his way on. He's been on base twice with walks. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Morgan.
This guy puts a lot of pressure on your defense because of his speed. Well, he wants to bunt ground balls, get on any way he can. It usually turns up as a double with his speed.
He hasn't hit for a high average so far this year, but he has gotten on base. And that one was a little high, so it's 3-1.
Well, he showed to have a pretty good eye and not swinging at a lot of bad pitches. And this is the kind of guy, though, you want to make him hit to get on.
Well, this is the 7-3 ball count for Happ so far today, and that's part of the reason why his pitch count is up to 81 with nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Jay Happ last year with 12 wins finished second in the Rookie of the Year race. He had 10 first place votes, finished with 94 points overall. And Chris Coughlin of the Marlins won the race with 105 points. It was one of the closer Rookie of the Year races that baseball has had, but he did win the Players' Choice Award for the outstanding rookie. Now there's some significance to that, as Morgan lines one into center, so he's going to be aboard for the third time today. And Sarge, the significance to that is that the Major League Baseball players, his peers, vote for that, and they voted him the Rookie of the Year over Chris Coughlin and Tommy Hanson.
And I think for Happ it means more coming from your peers, although you like to be able to win it legitimately all out with the vote from sports writers and sportscasters. But to win it because of the players, I mean, it really would mean a more to you. Those are the guys that are out there every day.
Ian Desmond swings at the first pitch. Well, he didn't even give Nigel Morgan a chance to try to steal a bag. Utley is over and one away here in the 5th inning. Is that wrong, Sarge?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, again, you want to be able to let him try and run, but you don't have to worry about getting a lot of breaking pitches because he's going to get the fastball because Nigel can steal a base. And if you throw in a lot of breaking balls, he's going to steal it. Yesterday he got picked off simply because he was looking in and trying to get the sign. A lot of base stealers will look in and try and get the sign from the catcher, see if he puts down breaking ball, and if he does, they'll run. That's why he got back so late, because he was trying to peek in to get the sign.
He's back standing here with that attack from Ryan Howard. One away, top of the 5th. Christian Guzman, the hitter. Guzman 0 for 1 with an RBI. He tied the game with a ground out in the 3rd. That's bullpen action. David Herndon is up. This half has thrown 85 pitches so far. He's due to bat 3rd in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Charlie is making sure that as his pitch count mounts, that he's got somebody ready just in case he runs into trouble here, or if he needs somebody to pitch the 6th.
You know, and Charlie's going to go on how he's throwing, whether or not he's hitting the spots, and you know, whether or not he's just missing. But he's been around the plate so far, and again, not able to probably get that fastball where he wants to, so it sets up some of his other pitches.
I guess what would also make Charlie decide whether Jay pitches past this inning is that the Phillies have base runners, as that one's hit hard towards second. Should be 2, 4, 6, 3. Second double play of the ball game, rolled by Jay Happ, and that is going to not only help out his pitch count, it might help out his confidence. He keeps this in a 1-1 game, keeps out of trouble. A one-hop double play to Utley to Castro, working fluidly as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Ballpark is at Ashburn Alley, right above the bullpens of the Phillies and the Washington Nationals. You get your spot there before the ball game. Don't leave, because you can see all the action pretty clearly. You might miss a little bit in left center field and left field, but it's a great view on a sunshiny afternoon as Juan Castro leads it off here in the 5th. Castro struck out his first time up, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Castro 1 for 9 in the series. He has scored a couple runs. A little off-speed pitch there from Olsen. 2-2 the count to Castro.
He has been able to get his off-speed pitch over some, which keeps the hitters off balance.
Line drive, base hit for Castro. That's just the third hit of the day for the Phillies, but they've got the leadoff batter aboard here in the 5th inning. Hey, don't forget, they're back. Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights at Citizens Bank Park. First one is Monday, May 3rd at 7:05 against the Cardinals. And then Monday, May 17th at 7:05 against the Pirates. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Always a popular day at the ballpark, the Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights. So nobody out, runner on first. Bet you that youngster would be happy to see Smiley and get himself a dollar dog. Right now, though, he's just interested in seeing what's going on the field. He's saying, I know there's a camera there. I know I'm getting on TV. Let me see what Carlos Ruiz is going to do in this at bat. Oh, to have hair like that, Sarge.
Oh boy. Well, Carlos is thinking about having and getting another double. Driving the ball in the gap somewhere.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Ruiz. He doubled in third. First extra base hit of the year. Opposite way down the right field line, angling to the seats, and it's 1-2. Carlos, after doubling, was retired on a bunt attempt by Jay Happ.
And one of the reasons why when we talk about bunting and getting a runner over to third base, you want to be able to have that third baseman feel the ball, because if you bunt it to the first baseman, he's running in and can make the throw to third base, and that's what Dunn did.
I was still surprised he was able to do that. Ruiz is down on strikes. There's the first out. Jay Happ is...
Well, Ruiz is saying he fouled it off and it hit the dirt.
And Joe West is saying,
Not going for it. See it again here. Breaking ball. Well, can't tell if he fouled it off, but
didn't look like it was misdirected there at all. It looked like it was just dropped by Rodriguez. But he may have heard something. 1 away. Happ batting here in the home 5th. That double play did help him out because he's going to stay in the game. Try to sacrifice Castro up to second. Lays off 1-0.
still a difficult part of the game, having a pitcher bunt, or anyone bunt for that matter, and bunting the ball in the right spot. It looks easy to bunt a ball that's coming up there, but when they're throwing sliders and throwing fastballs up and down.
Well, if you're Castro, you got to read this well. He doesn't run that fast, and he doesn't have a big lead, but he's got to get to second. That one's bunted fair, just to the right of the plate. And then Rodriguez has one play, and that's it. Castro does get to second, so he's in scoring position. And 2 outs now in the 5th.
Good job by Happ bunting that ball, and got that one high. Rodriguez thought about it, but to no avail.
So Rodriguez with a quick trip out to the mound, talk to Olsen. He's got first base open with Victorino at the plate, but there ain't no way he wants to deal with Placido Polanco.
You know, a lot of times they'll tell him that if you get behind in the count, just don't throw a ball that's hittable, still go for the corners, and then start over on the next hitter.
Jim Riggleman, the last couple of games, well, a lot of the games that his team has played against the Phillies, he's been on the phone with his bullpen early, but he's been able to sit and watch here today as Olsen has done a nice job at his first start. He does have a runner in scoring position and 2 outs here at the bottom of the 5th. Victorino's flying out to left twice. 0 for 2. coming off his first 4-hit game of the season last night. They had 5 RBIs, which is a career high. And he takes one for a strike on the outside corner.
If that ball's hit either to left or right, he should be able to score with no problem. Nigel Morgan, the center fielder, is playing up some, so if the ball is hit hard, Castro's going to have to really go to get in there.
Toward right center field, Nigel Morgan on the run into the alleyway along with Maxwell, and Maxwell is there to make the grab, and the inning is over. So Olsen works out of a potential jam. Phillies had a runner at second with 2 outs, but cannot cash in. We have played 5. We go to the 6th. It's a 1-1 game. Roy Halladay. As opening day arrived, all eyes were focused on the top of the rotation. Expectations were high and were met in Washington, but he was just getting started. Up next were the Astros, and the gunslinger pitched in Houston the only way he knows how. Doc delivered his 150th career win and notched his 50th career complete game. This 2-0 start is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, and that there gunslinger will pitch tomorrow night here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phillies open up against the Florida Marlins. Adam Dunn leads it off here in the top of the 6th in a 1-1 game. First appearance at Citizens Bank Park for Roy Halladay. I'm telling you, Sarge, this place is going to be buzzing with the Marlins coming to town.
Is that his new nickname there? You giving him a gunslinger?
Well, we used it in the Independence Blue Cross Philly of the Week, so I was just referencing that. Doc Halladay was a gunslinger back in Western lore, so that's why we called him a gunslinger. This one is way up there. Wow. How about Placido Polanco at the last minute finding the baseball? What a play. Two-time Gold Glover at second base. He just flicked that right out of the air.
Boy, what a great athlete. What a great play as he's going over. Ibanez, because he's playing done to pull, had no chance as he's coming into your pitcher, and Polanco makes a goal-like catch. Now watch this as he just throws his glove out, keeping his eye on the ball. Got to have soft hands to do that. What a play.
You got to be pretty athletic to do that, too. Here's Willingham. I mean, he had his back to the infield.
Yeah, only way you catch that is by not giving up on that ball when it was first hit. Don can't believe it.
He said he thought it was going to go back into the seats or it was just going to drop in.
Look at the extension there as he comes in. And, boy, he caught it with no problem.
I wanted to see what Raul's reaction was. Raul, who is good friends with Placido Polanco, was like, man, this is something we've grown to expect from this guy.
Yeah, well, you're happy when you're running that far and someone else catches it. 2
balls and 1 strike to count to Willingham.
the other thing, Dunn hits the ball so high that enables the fielders to kind of get under it.
Inside, 3-2.
Boy, what a good pitch.
I think J. Happ wanted that not even on the check swing, but more on the location. He's at 96 pitches. His strike total is finally higher than his balls. The payoff pitch. A pie, ball 4. So Willingham's aboard with 1 away here in the 6th inning. Six walks today now for J. Happ. Ties his career high. It's the 3rd time that he has done this. Hey, a couple days ago, it was the anniversary of Harry Kalas's passing, and we, as part of the Phillies broadcast team, established this foundation and an award called the Kalas Award to be given out in Harry's name. And Josh Schrager, who works with our crew here on the Phillies television network, a senior from Temple University, will graduate in May. He is the first recipient of the Kalas Award, and Sarge, we could not be happier for Josh, who will represent Harry's great name, but also be the first person to get that award. And we want to invite everybody to log on to PhillyBroadcasters.org for more information on that award. And congratulations to Josh.
Nice going, Josh. He is a hard worker, good kid, and we've seen him here, like you said before. So congratulations.
Well, J. Happ's day is done. It's time now for our AT&T call to the bullpen. You saw Jose Contreras coming on in a 1-1 game. On the back, he did walk 6 today. He allowed 3 hits, but it's a 1-1 game. Josh Willingham was on first. Is his responsibility, but Jay's day is done as he gives way to this bullpen, which has done a fantastic job all season long. 6 walks ties the career high, Sarge. That's the blemish for J. Happ.
Yeah, that's too many for any pitcher. Lucky for the score to be where it is at 1-1. Jose
Contreras in his 4th ball game. No wins, no losses, 4 strikeouts in 3 innings of work. Be nice to get a ground ball here from Ivan Rodriguez. And it's over for strike 1. Rodriguez 1 for 2. He doubled in the 2nd, flied out to left. And he's had a lot of at-bats against Jose Contreras. Look at all those hits and those ABs. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on a miss. The throw to second by Ruiz is not in time. Josh Willingham has his 2nd stolen base of the season.
One thing Jim Riggleman, the manager for the Nationals, been doing is a lot of running. That's a hit and run, as you see him looking back over his shoulder. But even though he's looking back over, you steal the bag or you run to the bag like you're trying to steal it.
Now, Charlie's, I think, discussing with Joe West that there was interference by Ivan Rodriguez on that throw.
I don't know if that was interference because the hitter does have to swing. Now, take a look. He swings it at this pitch.
I thought Rodriguez tried to hold himself up from going into Ruiz. They did bump, but it was really just with his follow through.
Yeah, and I think, though, for Joe West, he's looking for intent or having him do it on purpose. Take another look at it. There's the swing there. He's off balance a little bit. I don't think he impeded the throw there or tried to bump Ruiz at all.
0-2 the count to Rodriguez with one away. He pulls that one just foul. So Willingham goes back to second. Good pitch. But Contreras, who struggled in the spring, has been around the strike zone during this regular season.
Well, that ball there on the outside part of the plate. Ibanez coming off of it a little bit. Fastball right at 90 miles an hour. Looks as if it might have been a little bit of a cutter or something moving away.
Rodriguez was certainly impressed by that pitch.
And here's a guy that usually has an inside-out swing, which means that he would cover that ball on the outside part of the plate.
Well, 2 outs. Maxwell the batter. Justin Maxwell last year played in 40 games for the Nationals, hit .247 with 4 home runs. He has taken the place of Roger Bernardina on the Nationals roster. This kid can fly. He had 35 stolen bases last year in AAA. And it's inside for a ball, 1-1.
Boy, move that ball up to 96, and on the inside, that'll get the attention of any hitter. And all the good pitchers, one pitch usually sets up the next. You'll throw inside to be able to open up your target outside on the outside part of the plate.
Came back really the same spot, but he still has the ability to do that now.
Came back in with a hard, seemed like two-seamer as you see the ball moving in on Maxwell. Those are 3 fastballs, 190, 196, and 195. That'll keep you from going to get that ball on the outside part or middle away. Just the sight of that or hearing that ball coming on the inside part of it, of the plate. Now he can go either way he wants. Fastball in or he can go slider away.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Maxwell. Swing and a miss. He fooled him. Jose Contreras comes on, gets back-to-back strikeouts. Pretty impressive pitching right there. Bottom of the 6th, Placido Polanco is due up. plus 4 dealers. By McDonald's, where a large sweet tea is just $1. And by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason for amazingly low office product prices? Oh, the crab fries at Chickies and Pete. Sarge, how good do those look right there? Piping hot, spicy.
Boy,
You want some of those, don't
They do
you?
look pretty good.
They look really good.
They have good food at this ballpark.
Oh, they have great
that.
food at the ballpark. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Placido Polanco leads it off, and he greets Scott Olson with a base hit right on up the middle. Well, Polanco is aboard to start this 6th. And that brings Chase Utley to the plate. 18 hits now for Polanco, which is tops in the National League. Chase, a solo home run back in the 1st, went down looking just the 2nd time he has struck out. His last time to the plate. Jim Lett rubbing up some baseballs. The bullpen coach for the Nationals. Longtime coach under Jim Tracy with the Dodgers and the Pirates. And Chase pulls one just foul up the first baseline. To the count to Utley. Polanco being held on at first. And they're really trying to work it away from Chase as Rodriguez keeps that in front of him. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ivan Rodriguez. He's won a Gold Glove or 2 during his career. See, Olson's up to 69 pitches, and he's done a nice job calling this game for Scott Olson today.
Right, so you don't have to worry about your young pitchers when they're throwing to Ivan Rodriguez. He's been around the block or 2, like you mentioned. You know, very seldom do you see a lot of the pitchers just shake him off.
And Chase down on strikes for the 2nd time in the ballgame. And 1 away. Time now for our Coors Light Freeze Cam. For today, it's been a celebration. The Phillies players presented with their National League Championship ring. Sarge, what you think of that ring? It's beauty, huh?
Oh, just gorgeous. I wonder where they were in 1983 when we were doing our championship rings.
There's the Warren Giles trophy as well.
Boy, they did a great job on it. I mean, just gorgeous.
That's our Coors Light Freeze Cam.
And then the opposition that's overlooking at it, wishing that that was them that are getting their rings, and then wondering how far away would it be for them to win a championship. Don't know if we're going to be able to see it in our time. They got a long way to go. Got players that are coming up. But you got to get lucky and collectively have a group of players that come up that are stars the way that the Phillies have done it. Then you can plug in a player here or there.
Well, I think that's the perfect way of putting it. Having players come up like Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
And then plug in with others around the internal foundation.
Yeah, and not just plug them in, that complement. Like, again, Victorino, who plays good defense, and come into his own, is hitting. Jason Worth, same thing. Great player. Polanco coming over, fits on this team very nicely.
That one's towards center field. Niger Morgan crosses over into the alleyway. And 2 away. Polanco goes back to first. So Ryan Howard 0 for 3 is retired here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ryan felt like he got a pitch he could drive there and just missed it.
Yeah, I think he kind of got in on him just a little bit. And even when he misses them, it has good sound to it. See where the pitch is to Howard. I think when he's going out there, he just got too much down on that label part. If he hits on the sweet part of the bat there, no way that this ballpark holds the ball.
Well, from Citizens Bank Park, a little day baseball. Well, Gary Matthews, I'm Tom McCarthy. Gorgeous day as the Phils look for the sweep. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scott Olson's pitched well for the Nationals. Jay Happ went 5 1/3 for the Phillies. Jason Worth the hitter, and he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies have won 5 straight games and trying to match the 1993 team with their best start since the 93 season. They've begun the year 7-1. That team began the year 8-1. They went on to a 17-5 month of April, and there wasn't a whole lot of looking back that year.
Boy, give the team a lot of confidence when you start off well and you're hitting the ball well. And they've been able to come back and been down, so they don't feel that any lead is a big lead for them.
Well, this is kind of a drought compared to everything else this year.
Yeah.
I mean, their lowest total of runs before today, 2 in Sunday's game against the Astros. Plenty of time left in this one with the game tied at 1. 2-1 pitch coming to Worth. Outside, 3-1.
Now this is the pitch here. Jason can look for a pitch in a certain zone. The way he's been throwing his fastballs on the outside part of the plate. Good pitch as the ball cuts in on him.
Polanco will be off with the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He goes, and the pitch is high, ball 4. The Phillies have runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs, and Raul Ibanez due up. Hey, tonight on Sports Night, get ring ceremony highlights and a complete recap from today's Phillies Nationals series finale. Plus a preview of Game 2 of the Flyers-Devils Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Toyota Sports Night tonight at 6:30 and 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Now the bullpen activity for the Nationals, that's Tyler Clippard, who is loosening up. And we're all wearing number 42. You got to look at the body language of the player to figure out, if you're not familiar with who it is. But Clippard's distinct with those glasses and that sort of Rick Sutcliffe style delivery over the top like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. You're right about that, though. Just because of the way they pitch, the mannerism, the way they walk around, you can kind of tell what pitcher it is without seeing the number on the back.
Well, here's Raul with 2 runners aboard and 2 outs, neither runner being held on. Ibanez 0 for 2. And he swings at the first pitch and he pops it foul.
Hittable pitch. Good catch by a fan. Raul a little bit long on that swing. He usually has a shorter swing, and your shorter swing will get to the ball a little bit quicker. That ball was on the inside. He usually clears his hips on that inside pitch and drives it.
That's right. They love Raul Ibanez here. The count is no balls and 1 strike. In the dirt, blocked by Pudge, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ibanez, the fastest player in Phillies history to 20 home runs. Off to a slower power start this year. But he's got good numbers in his career against Olsen, and that includes his 0 for 2 in today's game. He's off 2-1.
It's a good pitch to lay out front. Breaking ball or slider. Toughest pitch to hold up on simply because it looks like a fastball. Last minute it darts away.
Oh, that's a tough pitch. That's a tough pitch for a left-handed hitter.
You're just hoping that it's off the plate or down as a hitter. And you're right. He can be tough on left-handed hitters because he does hide the ball. Has a decent breaking ball. And in today's game, he's been able to keep the hitters off balance because he's been throwing strikes around the plate.
Just 82 pitches for Olsen. Here comes the 2-2 to Raul Ibanez. Slow roller, just stays alive.
Well, even veteran players, when they go in the slump, sometimes they'll have doubts in their minds, even though they've done it before. And the only thing that makes you come out of it is hits and no hits.
Well, it looked like he was starting to do that.
No, and you'll tell more so with him because he'll hit balls hard up the middle and hard in the gap.
It's that one up the first base line. It'll trickle foul. So Polanco goes back to second. Jason Worth goes back to first. It's a 1-1 game. Phillies scored in the bottom of the first on a home run by Chase Utley. The Nationals tied it with a ground ball out in third. And here we are, the Phils with not many opportunities. They've only stranded 3 today. Have 2 runners aboard with 2 outs for Ibanez. Outside, ball 3. So the runners will be off. Neither runner being held on, so they should get a good break. And Castro waiting on deck. Jim Riggleman, the manager of the Nationals. It hasn't come easy this first week. The runners go. And ball 4, the bases are now loaded. Raul kind of looked back there for a moment. He wanted to make sure. Back-to-back walks. And Juan Castro is due up.
Well, you can see walks bother every single manager as Jim Riggleman shakes his head on another walk. Good at bat, however, there by Ibanez laying off of that 3-2 pitch.
Castro 1 for 2. He has singled. He's also struck out. The bases are loaded. A 1-1 game. Outside, ball 1.
Well, actually throwing an off-speed pitch. Knowing Castro looking fastball, because the count goes to his favor, he'll become more predictable.
Is he taking here, Sarge?
You can see he's kind of aiming the ball a little bit. And for me, this got to be right there where he wants it. I don't want to see a hitter just take 2-0 for the sake of taking 2-0 when he hasn't been wild. So I'm looking for my pitch, and I don't want to swing high here. I want him to swing right near the belt area if I can and just be short and quick to the ball.
2-0 to count to Castro. Taken there, and it's on the outside corner.
Taken all the way.
But that wasn't the kind of pitch you just talked about.
No, not the hitter. It would be more middle in. Good pitch by Olsen on the outside part of the plate.
Charlie hasn't needed those shades today. Opposite way. That's got flies into right field, a base hit. Polanco scores. Here comes Worth. The throw to the plate, not in time. Over to third. Ibanez up to second. Castro and the Phillies lead it 3-1. That's a case of a hitter not trying to do too much, just shooting it the opposite way, and he did find a hole.
Yeah, that's exactly right there. There's a fastball hitting it the other way. We can see Maxwell coming in. Not going to be able to get this guy crossing the plate. As you see Jason Bird sliding nice and easy as he comes across again. All runners advance. Castro very happy as he gives himself 5.
A 2-run single for Castro. Scott Olsen's afternoon is complete. The Phillies lead it 3-1. And they have dipped into the Nationals bullpen one more time in this series. Tyler Clippard is the new pitcher for the Washington Nationals. Scott Olsen was pretty heated with himself as he gave up that base hit. Still heated as he goes into the dugout. He trails at 3-1. Those two base runners, his responsibility. Here in the 6th inning, he got a little wild walking Jason Worth and Raul Ibanez, and then he left one out over the plate for Juan Castro to shoot the opposite way for a 2-run single. So he's stewing in the dugout right now as Tyler Clippard will come on in his 5th game. And he will face Carlos Ruiz. Willie Harris enters the ball game in right field as part of a double switch for the Nationals. And Ruiz 1 for 2 has got 2 runners in scoring position. And he takes one low, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. There's Willie Harris. Ibanez on third, Castro on second. And Olsen looking on. The 1-0 pitch. And it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Hey, these early victories in April mean so much. Well, it just doesn't make you have to work as hard during the dog days, because every team, let's face it, usually will go into a slump as Ruiz gets an intentional walk.
That means Contreras will bat with the bases loaded unless Charlie decides to go to a pinch hitter. There's Jose. A giant of the man. I figure if he can get a hold of anything offensively, he might be able to pop it, but he's not going to get a chance here because Greg Dobbs is going to pinch hit. Phillies did have Bastardo, Antonio Bastardo, loosening up in the pen. There's Antonio.
Charlie trying just to go for more runs. And Harris, who came in as on a switch there. he'll be hitting second. And then Nigel is left-handed, and that's why Bastardo is warming up in the bullpen to face those guys.
So here's Greg Dobbs. Dobbs 1 for 6 so far on the season.
Yeah, he's had some pretty good swings. Had some pretty good swings yesterday.
Scott Olson intent on the stairs.
First base coach, Mr. Radisson, is speaking with.
Here's Dobbs, 1 career grand slam. And out in front, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Oh, good pitch. Change up. Dobbs out in front just a little bit. That'll get most hitters, especially if you're looking dead red for the fastball. Usually the hitter will be out in front on any off-speed pitch.
There's Livan Hernandez, who's having a conversation with a fan or two.
Sometimes Dobbs, in his crouch when he's at the plate, has a tendency to come up to hit. When you come up to hit, it makes you slower. If you're going to stay down where he is, you got to stay down through that pitch. You don't want to come up.
Inside, it nearly hit him. Clipper does throw hard, as we said, usually 95, 96. That was a cutter at 88. Well, if Ivan Rodriguez didn't see it, it looked like he may have been crossed up on the way that ball was moving.
Yeah, that cutter's just going to come inside on that left-handed batter. And that cutter looks more, well, it is a fastball. That looks more like a fastball, but it is, and it just moves in. Not as hard, though, as your fastball.
Down low, 3-1 out of Dobbs. He'll get a good pitch here. At least you would expect he would, with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Don't want to be too anxious here, not want to do too much with the pitch. Then Dobbs in the driver's seat, so he has the luxury to look in a particular zone. Worried look there on Riggleman.
Phillies lead it 3-1. And the count 3 balls and 1 strike to Dobbs with the bases loaded. Boy, a 3-1 off-speed pitch from Clipper.
Yeah, that's going to get most hitters. Most aggressive hitters, that pitch right there is going to get you. The only way you probably don't is if you're going to automatically take. Ball might have been a little bit low, borderline. But now this is 50-50 here. You don't know whether or not he's going to go off-speed or fastball. But for me, again, I'm looking fastball. If he throws off-speed, I'm just going to tip my hat to him.
The runners will be off with the bases loaded. 3-2 the count. Up high, ball forward, forces in a run, and the Phillies lead it 4-1. That run is charged to the guy with the towel on the stairs in the Nationals dugout, Scott Olson. But the inning is still alive. 1 more is his responsibility, and the Phillies have batted around here in the 6th inning.
Well, what a great at bat, though, to take it to 3-2, then lay off of a pitch. Get an RBI on a walk. We mentioned that earlier. These guys have had really great at-bats that enable them to do exactly what they do. And now everybody in the shadows, a little bit of light in that batter's box.
Victorino 0 for 3. Well, that was a heck of a catch by a fan as Tyler Walker is up and loosening in the bullpen for the Nationals. Walker and Matt Capps, the only guys that didn't throw in last night's ball game. That gentleman right there with the glasses made a one-handed catch, and it was a beauty.
And his son is just so happy
And he had ice cream in his hand,
Yeah,
Sarge.
couldn't drop it. Usually they have some type of a beverage in their hand when they do the same thing. Might have had to let that one go, though, because he's leaning over the rail. Now check this out.
No, he had the ice cream in his hand. Had a couple of spoons.
Yeah. Well, his son is just so happy.
So was everybody around him. So was that lady. 1-1 the count to Victorino. And again, that changeup from Clifford. He's gotten Dobbs to swing and miss at it. Now Victorino. Dobbs, though, produced a bases loaded walk. Let's see what Victorino can do. The Phillies up 4-1. Chopper slowly hit. Guzman has it, and the inning is over. Phillies strand, the bases loaded, but they score 3 runs in the inning. All charged to the line of Scott Olson. We have completed 6-1. Castro with the big swing this afternoon. We go to the 7th.
Good ball game here this afternoon. Beautiful afternoon for baseball here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies trying to sweep this series with the Nats. And here's our Verizon Wireless game summary. See, they just got a 3 spot up there. Took advantage of 4 walks. A clutch hit by Juan Castro. A 2-run single to break the tie. Then a bases loaded walk to the pinch hitter, Greg Dobbs. Jay Happ again this afternoon. You know, Tom, you called it a hang in there last time in Houston. And it was kind of hang in there again here for him today. You know, I think he's throwing the ball well. He's just having some control problems.
And you said that he had started to do that more at the end of spring training too, so he'll kind of figure it out as he goes along. He allowed 1 unearned run in his outing. Contreras came on and finished off the 6th, did a really nice job. And now it's Antonio Bastardo who will be in the ball game as we go to the top of the 7th inning. It's a 4-1 game. And Alberto Gonzalez leads it off. He's 0 for 2.
And why would you use Bastardo here? Well, a couple of reasons. It's a spot for your left-hander. He might have used Contreras in this spot if he hadn't had to use him, because Contreras can get left-handed hitters out. But Charlie sees in that they double switch with Harris in that 9-hole. Left-handed hitter coming up next.
That one's toward right center. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Victorino cuts it off. Gonzalez takes a big turnaround first and holds up there.
And then Morgan. So they want to do that. This at bat by Castro was terrific because they just stayed away the whole time, and it was like he just kept looking out there finally. Olsen made some good pitches. He just kept missing with fastball away, fastball away, fastball away for a strike. Here comes another one away. Everything was in the same area at the same speed, it looked like. And to Juan Castro's credit, he just locked in on. They didn't do anything to move him off the plate. And maybe Pudge didn't want to come inside at all with the bases loaded at that point and take a chance on hitting it. But once you keep throwing away like that, hitter's going to look out there.
Well, to his credit, we said he didn't really try to do too much, just put the bat on the ball and hit it into an open area on the right side.
Well, I can understand, and why they don't come inside. Like I said, they're afraid they might hit him. Or, come inside and make it easier to pull the ball and really get hurt with a double down the line. So they just decided to stay out there, and that was a good job by Castro.
Willie Harris batting for the first time, and the count 2 balls and no strikes to Harris.
I thought Olsen threw the ball great today.
He did.
He looked a lot like Scott Olsen we'd seen with Florida. Early in his career, he kept everything under control out there. He had a real good slider. He did a good job with the left-handed hitters.
He got a little fired up at the end.
Well,
which is kind of like him.
Yeah, he will. He gives them a little hope for somebody in their rotation and get somebody out.
Harris lines one foul into the seats down the right field line.
He's always going to have his emotions. You're going to know how he feels about things.
Throws a little water at the crowd.
Honey, is it raining? It looks nice here today. Where'd that come from?
Young lady in the first row is thinking, what the heck's going on here? I'm just watching a game. Toward first, Ryan Howard knocks it down. He'll have just one play, and he gets Harris at first. And one away. He may have been able to turn 2 if he had fielded that ball cleanly. But he gets the out. And that'll bring Nyjer Morgan to the plate with Gonzalez up at second.
Yeah, he's trying to hurry again. He's got the play right there, and he's going to go to second. And as you said, Tom, they would have tried for double play. The odds are they're not going to get one on Morgan. Looked like he had his hand in his glove there, and that ball hit him on the bare hand. And luckily for the Phillies and Ryan, it stayed right near his feet because that guy can fly coming out of the box.
One out, top of the order. Bastardo, another left-hander to deal with.
Willie Harris is another guy who can really run, and now this Morgan is a very good-looking young player.
Well, he's been on base all 3 times today. He's got a couple walks and a base hit. He has scored the only run for the Nationals. Bastardo delivers a 93-mile-an-hour fastball per strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, we talked about this last night. The Phillies bullpen, including last night, when they allowed just 1 run in 7 1/3, has been statistically the best one in baseball.
Well, some of these guys, they haven't had a whole lot of tough games that they've had to pitch in. Well, this is a 3-run game now, and a tougher game. Contreras came in and did his job. What did he get? 1 strikeout in the slider and 1 on the splitter, it looked like.
Yeah, it was moving pretty good, too.
And his fastball was mid-90s.
It was Dennis Baez, who's up and loosening in the pen.
And he was set to come into the game last night, but then the Phillies broke it open, and they used Herndon. Bastardo got some innings.
Opposite way, Ibanez in a pretty good spot, and there are 2 outs. So back to second goes Gonzalez. Hey, these lucky fans are today's Citizen 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
No pitching change right now. And what this tells you with a 3-run lead is that they want Guzman to bat right-handed.
Yeah, if it gets to the point where they need to bring Baez in, he could pitch an inning in the 3rd if they need to. Take this game in the 9th.
Yeah, and you don't have the tying run up right now with Desmond. But if Desmond were the tying run as a right-handed hitter, you'd probably go to the right-handed pitcher. But you always look down the lineup and see, where if that tying run comes up, who do you want pitching against him?
He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice, and he takes one low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And if Desmond reaches base, and the potential tying run is going to be Guzman, who's a switch hitter. So I guess they want him to bat right-handed because Bastardo's still in the game, and done after that, left-handed.
Swinging 2-0, and he fouls it off. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. I thought Desmond had a big at bat in the 5th inning, Wheels, when Nigel Morgan led off with the single, and he swung at the first pitch and didn't give him an opportunity to try to steal second or do anything, on the base pass. And then subsequently, after he popped out, a 4-6-3 double play finished off the inning.
Right, in a 1-1 game, your 2-hole hitter is really important behind a potential base stealer. Whether or not they'll take a pitch, and they're not afraid to get behind the count a little bit. This is a tough spot for this kid because he's young. Be hitting 2 behind a base stealer.
Back toward the middle, a base hit. Rounding third and heading for home is Gonzalez. And this is going to be a 2-run ball game. So Desmond picks up the RBI single. It's his 5th RBI of the year. So Bastardo gives a run back here in the top of the 7th inning. And as Wheels mentioned, with Desmond now aboard, looks like Charlie is going to opt to keep Bastardo in to have Guzman bat right-handed instead of left-handed.
Yeah, that's just a decision they make in the dugout, looking down the lineup card on who they'd rather have in the game. This looked like a fastball right down the middle. That was a hit-me fastball, and he hit it hard through the middle.
So Charlie will sit and watch.
And you have another left-handed hitter on deck and Dunn. So, you're using your one left-hander here in the situations where he should be used.
Guzman takes one high. He's 0 for 2 today with an RBI and a ground out. Just the 5th run allowed this year by the Phillies bullpen. In the air to left field. Towering shot, playable for Raul Ibanez. Coming in the shade, makes the grab, and the inning is over. Now the Nationals do get one back on the RBI single by Ian Desmond. He's stranded on the base path. It's time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park, with the Phillies leading at 4-2. The fans trivia quiz answer. On April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson made his debut as a Brooklyn Dodger. What position did he play that day? Wheels?
I don't know. You know, he was a second baseman, you know, throughout his career. But see, it's too obvious to say second base, so it's not. Now, did Hodges maybe not play that day and he played first, I'll say.
First base would be correct. Nice going, Wheels. Thank you. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing. Dodge stumped the fans.
That was truly a guess.
That was a good guess.
I knew he went in the outfield, so I was down to first, second, first, short, and third.
We mentioned he didn't get a base hit in that ball game, but he did score the eventual game-winning run for the Dodgers. Placido Polanco leading things off. Down no balls and 1 strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, he laid the groundwork for so many great players, so many great African-American players after winning the Rookie of the Year that season. In fact, he laid the groundwork for arguably the greatest home run hitter in Hank Aaron. How about the story about Hank Aaron's home that he grew up in Mobile, Alabama? Minor league team, the AA team in Mobile, Alabama, brought his house, Hank Aaron's house, near their ballpark, and they've made it a museum. And the number of Hall of Famers that were at the grand opening yesterday was unbelievable. Of course, Jackie Robinson laid the groundwork for the likes of Hank Aaron and everyone else who followed in his footsteps.
Jackie from Cairo, Georgia, where Willie Harris is from, and the Nationals, when they play their home game tomorrow, he's going to wear 42.
He's going to wear 42, yeah.
Willie Harris is. He's from the same hometown as Jackie.
With 1 out, here's Chase Utley, excuse me.
Chase saw a lot of sliders from Olsen after he hit that home run on a fastball. And Olsen threw some really good pitches to him.
This is after Chase hit that home run in the first, his 5th of the year.
This guy throws a lot of changeups, doesn't he?
I was surprised how much he threw them behind in the count.
Here's that home run. Quick stroke of Chase Utley off a fastball. And then after that, he saw a lot of breaking balls from Olsen. Well, that's Clippard's best pitch, but, you know, he gets in trouble with it, too.
Well, Chase a little out in front of that one. Grounds it toward Guzman. 2 away here in the 7th.
And he gets an out on one there. And Pudge went to it. Rodriguez went to it last inning with Dobbs at the plate. And he threw it on 3-1 and 3-2 and walked him. Got him to Chase 3-1.
So Chase is retired. Here's Ryan Howard. Ryan 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice. He's fly to center.
I'm going to go with that 3-man overshift, especially with all the changeups this guy throws.
I thought Ryan tried to shoot the ball the opposite way his last time up. And Sarge pointed out he just missed a fly ball to center field of Nigel Morgan.
No, I didn't see, but it looked like it got in on him a little bit.
A little bit. A little bit. Let's see the overshift. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
This guy's going soft on him right now. He threw him a lot of off-speed stuff. A little slider. I don't know whether he throws slider or cutter or both. But that looked like a little slider. He's got a good fastball, too, but it looks like it's straight. He throws 92, 93 with his fastball. But it's good enough, you would think, that if he locates it, he can get outs with that changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. I think he thought he had Howard these last 2 pitches. He came back with that changeup there after the fastball was away, and it's 2-2.
Back to a breaking ball. He's not challenging him much. There's no reason to think he'll throw fastball here to him the way he's been approaching these hitters.
Jason Worth waiting on deck.
Let me see what Pud. No, he just he called changeup. Looked like.
Ryan pops it up foul. Ryan Howard, Raul Ibanez, and Jason Worth still without a home run here at Citizens Bank Park. It's only been 3 games, obviously, but it's odd to think that.
That's a very good reverse black catter right there.
Well, they are all due up in order here.
Just will not throw him a fastball. Change up the pitch before there. That was a cutter, it looked like.
Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Mets lead the Rockies 5-0. That game's going to the top of the 9th inning. Jose Reyes has a couple hits, a double. Mike Pelfrey's gone 7, has 6 strikeouts, has allowed 5 hits. And Ryan the opposite way toward the gap in left center field. They're not going to get that one. A one hop off the base of the wall, and that shows how strong he is. That was just a flick of the wrist out there. A 2-out double breaks an 0 for 6 slide for Ryan, and the Phillies have a runner in scoring position.
One time we talked about how he wouldn't challenge him with a fastball. He really didn't challenge him there, but he did throw one, and Ryan did a great job. It's almost like he's trying to spoil that pitch. Watch where it is. It's in a perfect spot, down and away. It would have been a called 3rd strike. And with that plate coverage he has now, he can just drop the head on it and cause some damage. If he's off the plate too far, that's a strikeout because he can't get to that.
So Howard's aboard. Here comes Jim Riggleman. That may be it for Tyler Clippard. There's been some bullpen action for the Washington Nationals. They've been buying some time. Sean Burnett had been up. He's a left-hander. So maybe Jim Riggleman is just, I think he's telling Clippard to walk Worth intentionally, and then they'll pitch to Ibanez with Burnett coming in.
Well, they could have just put up 4 fingers for that unless he wants to see if he'll pitch around him.
Okay.
And they're trying to buy time to bring Burnett in, who's going to walk Worth and then pitch to Ibanez. So I don't know.
Oh, we just talked about the Mets leading the Rockies right now 5-0 in their ball game. They'll be in town for the first time Friday, April 30th. A weekend series, 2 night games, which includes Friday and Sunday. Saturday the 1st at 3:10. Modell's Sporting Goods Kids run the bases after the game. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com.
Sure, he made a point to him. This is your last inning.
From the stretch with Howard at second. And Worth is down in the count. No balls and 1 strike.
Came right out and threw him a breaking ball.
Oof. 93 on that fastball. Those balls, 2 strikes the count to Worth with Howard on second base. Phillies lead it 4-2 thanks to a 3-run 6th inning. Got him. Just threw some gas right there, and Worth is down on strikes to finish off this 7th inning. For the Phillies, no runs, a hit, 1 man left in scoring position. We've got 7. Adam Dunn will lead it off for the Nationals as we come back in the 8th. By Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by Honda. Visit your Honda dealer during the Really Big Things sales event for special leases on all Honda cars and trucks. Well, the Philly Fanatic in between innings was presented with his National League Championship ring by Apollo Anton Ono, the Olympic star. That's a good-sized ring there, Wheels.
And what a reaction for Apollo Ono, too.
Oh.
He can skate kind of fast, can't he?
He really can. 8-time medalist. 2 gold, 2 silver, 4 bronze as Adam Dunn sends one into the seats to start off this 8th inning. And that is Adam Dunn's first home run of the season. And he greets Danny Baez rather rudely to begin this 8th inning. It's a 1-run game. So Adam Dunn with his second hit of the day. Phillies have held him in check during these 6 games the last couple of weeks, and that's the first ball that he's hit out of the yard this season.
Well, a lot of times you think you got a gimme with Dunn. You know, you throw a fastball, first ball fastball, get ahead of him, or throw a strike and get ahead of him, but not that time. I don't think I've ever seen him hit a duck hook homer like that.
Or swing at the first pitch like that.
Well, you know, his homers are usually majestic, towering home runs.
Like his fly balls this series.
Right, and that one he just got all over it with all that top spin, and it went in the first row.
Well, this is now a 1-run game. And Josh Willingham takes one for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Willingham, who is 0 for 2. Phillies bullpen had not allowed a home run until that one right there by Adam Dunn. That's a pretty good pitching.
Good test for the bullpen today. You know, get into a close game and see if they can get the job done.
And it's now 3-2 to Willingham. Ivan Rodriguez waits on deck. And he got him. Good pitch from Baez. That one came in at 94 miles an hour. First strikeout for Danis Baez with 1 away here in the 8th.
As Tom said, a good fastball. He threw it right by him. Missed his spot, actually. Ball had some sink to it. He didn't move. Seeing Baez, he's more of a kind of a four-seamer, but that ball really went down in a hurry. Fooled Willingham.
There's Ivan Rodriguez, who's 1 for 3. And he takes one low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Rodriguez is double back in the second, his 5th of the year. You know, Rich Doobie said the other day that these guys have shown better power arms than he thought. And we've talked, and I think the fans have heard us talk about the fact that there's no radar guns in spring training. You're just, you know, going by your eyes more than anything else, how hard these guys are throwing. But he and Contreras have both hit 96 and 97 out of the pen. I mean, these guys are firing.
And they've always had power arms, both of them. It's just a matter of control, where they get ahead. You know, Baez always been a hard thrower, and then he had some arm problems.
And he's behind 3-1.
And he'll have a tendency to overthrow pitches like he did there and get in trouble.
And he walks Pudge. So a base runner here in the 8th with 1 out in a 1-run game. And Charlie Emanuel's going to look at his lineup card and say, all right, I got to make an adjustment because Ryan Zimmerman is going to pinch hit for the Nationals. The thought was that the Nationals would not use Zimmerman as a pinch hitter because they're afraid of him running. And the hamstring, which has bothered him since Saturday, when he made 2 exceptional plays defensively in the Mets series. Well, the hamstring has still been somewhat tight, and the thought has been, from a national standpoint, let's let him miss 3 days instead of 3 weeks or 3 months because, you know, it's so early in the season.
Well, I'm sure they told him, excuse me, if he hits it, don't run hard. So the Phillies probably are aware of that too, that the odds are if they can get him to hit a ground ball, they got a double play here, or a good chance to get a double play.
A reminder that this game, including the National League ring ceremony, will encore tonight at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet and tonight at 10 on the Comcast network. So you have 2 opportunities to see this game and the ceremony. And it's been a good one. Phil's lead it by 1. Here's Ryan Zimmerman.
He hit a double play here to be nice. Wouldn't be quite as dramatic as that one he hit in 2-08.
Nope.
That was pretty good.
And still, every time I think about that double play, which ended the season and gave the Phils the National League East title.
Jimmy Rollins made such an
unbelievable play.
Tremendous relay by Utley.
And the thing about it too is what you said, the relay, because Zimmerman runs well.
Oh yeah, it was close play. There's Chase. That thing looked like a base hit up the middle too that afternoon.
Brad Lidge would go on to pitch some perfect baseball out of the bullpen, not only in that regular season but also in the postseason. The Phillies went on to win the World Championship. Opposite way, that's a bullet toward right field, and that one is gone. It's shot right into the seats. A 2-run pinch hit home run for Ryan Zimmerman, and the Nationals have taken the lead.
Think they didn't miss this guy? Whew. What a BB that was. Well, you have to run real hard.
Yep, first home run of the year for Ryan Zimmerman. So Adam Dunn has hit his first home run, and Ryan Zimmerman has now hit his first home run. This is a bullet.
Yeah, and it's a fastball up out over the plate, a line drive. That could hurt somebody.
Look at Jason Worth's reaction. He's thinking that ball is going to come back.
Well, they've hit 2 first row home runs here in this inning and made it count.
Well, it's his first career pinch hit home run. And here's Alberto Gonzalez, who's been filling in for him over at third. One ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Phillies are going to have to come from behind. They did it so often last year. They've done it this year too. But they're going to have to come from behind late as they trail it by 1 here in the 8th. The other thing the Phillies relievers have not done is walk a lot of guys. They had been tied for second for fewest walks. The bullpen has, and across the board they've done a very good job. But today the Nationals have touched the bullpen for 4 runs the last 2 innings. Castillo's down looking. He doesn't think so. And they're 2 away. Second strikeout for Baez. And 2 outs now for Willie Harris.
Here's his last pitch to Alberto Gonzalez, and he thinks it's low. Joe West says it's a strike.
Willie Harris is grounded out to first. He's 0 for 1. He came on as part of a double switch to play right field earlier. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Crowd here, you know, with 6 outs to go here in the 8th inning, and the lead the Phillies had, the 2-run lead, you know, they're thinking, man, maybe we got a chance at another win here. Now it's got real quiet.
Real quiet, and it's sold out. I mean, it's sold out for the 46th consecutive time. It's turned out to be a gorgeous day. I said 46, 45th consecutive sellout crowd. I think the expectation is that tomorrow will be the 46th when Roy Halladay makes his debut here at Citizens Bank Park.
Good chance of it.
Yeah. And there were some seats still available, too. That one's a little high. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Willie Harris. In the bottom of the 8th, the Phillies will have Raul Ibanez, Juan Castro, and Carlos Ruiz due up as they will try to come from behind.
Baez trying to throw some breaking balls here to Willie Harris and missing with him.
And there's ball 4, second walk of the inning by Baez. The Phillies bullpen just hasn't done a whole lot of that so far leading up to this inning.
Let's see if he's going to go to the phone now. You know, they're just trying to get Baez through this inning. They don't want to. They didn't want to have to get anybody up. Or it looks like it's going to be Madsen too.
There goes Willie Harris. The pitch is swung on and missed, and no chance for Ruiz to make that throw with Morgan at the plate.
Yeah, excuse me, Tom. And Baez really slow to the plate on that. You know, took a big wind, a rock back, and they went on first movement. And see that, how slow that is to the plate, and no chance for Ruiz. He just held on to it.
Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Morgan's been on base 3 of the 4 times. This game started. Jay Happ went 5 1/3, allowed a run on 3 hits. He walked 6. And Jose Contreras took over. And that ratio that Baez has right now is very similar to what Jay Happ had for his first 30 or so pitches. After Contreras got the 2 batters he faced, then Bastardo gave up a run in the 7th, and now Danny Baez has allowed 3 here in the 8th. And that one's towards second base. This should be the inning. Utley's got it. Throws on to first, and the inning comes to a close. But 7 men come to the plate in the inning for the Nationals, including Ryan Zimmerman. An opposite field 2-run pinch hit home run. And the Nationals lead it by 1. game today to the Houston Astros. The Astros had been winless on the season before today. And the Cardinals will be in town Monday, May 3rd at 7:05 to begin a 4-game series. Good seats are still available for all 4 games. If you want to log on now to Phillies.com, get a chance to come see Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday and what might be a preview of a potential postseason matchup between the Phillies and the Cardinals. Phillies are trying to win their 8th and their first 9. They'll have to do so from behind. And they'll have to face left-hander Sean Burnett here in the bottom of the 8th. Raul Ibanez leads things off. Ibanez walked and scored in the 6th inning. He's also struck out and grounded out.
I think they have Tyler Walker up there too. Right-hander was with the Phillies last year. He's pitched well against them in a couple outings this year.
And he had been loosening up earlier.
Capps is their closer. Right-hander.
The Phillies have not seen Capps in this series. There is Matt Capps.
Yeah, got to get him up. So, you know, as you said, they haven't seen him, so they wouldn't be afraid to bring him here in the 8th inning, probably.
Ball 1 strike the count to Ibanez, and Burnett steps off. Raul with 8 home runs against the Nationals for his career. Of those 8, 6 occurred last season. He also did a pretty good job last year against left-handed pitching with the long ball. Hitting 13 home runs. And he chops one toward Guzman at second. He stays down on it, 1 away. Well, Sean Burnett on here to face Raul Ibanez, 5th ball game, and that's going to be it. He came on to face just that one left-hander. Jim Riggleman's headed out to the mound. He's already signaled to the pen. So don't get used to those numbers, folks. Sean Burnett's day is done. He gets the 1 batter he needed to get here in the 8th. And with 1 man down, right-handers due up. Jim Riggleman's going to go to his closer, Matt Capps, when we return. Another pitching change for Washington, and their closer Matt Capps is on here. 5th ball game, no wins, no losses for Capps. 3 saves and 3 opportunities. He's allowed 3 hits, has walked 5, and he'll have a tendency to do that from time to time in his 4 innings of work. And he has not worked in a couple days, so he's on here to pitch the 8th and probably pitch the 9th.
Oh yeah.
Hey, by the way, the Powerball is up to $212 million. And it's drawn on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So we also got a couple days to get your tickets.
Yeah. That'd be a nice payday. Huh?
Oof. $212 million. There's Castro. 2 for 3. A 2-run single his last time up. He's had a good day. And he swings to the fastball and he's down, no balls and 1 strike.
Put Gonzalez on the line now with a 1-run game. guarding against that. So, you can hit a ball through the hole here and get a base hit. They don't want to give up a double.
It's it the opposite way. Little flare toward right. Guzman going out. Oh, he thought Willie Harris was there. And it's going to be a base hit for Castro.
Miscommunication there. Guzman more of a shortstop than a second baseman.
And Harris, although he's played the outfield the last few years, is really a second baseman playing the outfield.
More of an infielder. I don't know whether he thought he heard something. Some guy out there yelled, "I got it, I got it." Nice going.
And really, they both could have had it.
Both could have had it, and neither one of them were close to it, as it turned out at the end, because both of them peeled off.
Well, here's Ruiz with the runner aboard. The tying run is on first with one out here in the 8th inning. Carlos has been on base twice. He's doubled. He struck out. He was intentionally walked his last time up.
Charlie not hitting for him here either. He's, he has more confidence in Carlos early here in the season as an offensive player than maybe some other times last year.
That one's at the knees for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carlos thought that was low.
Yeah, he's hitting in a lot of double plays last year early in the season, not swinging the bat very well, and they would hit for him in these kind of situations.
Carlos last year set a career high with 9 home runs. Some home runs in the minors. That's what opened up the Phillies' eyes originally.
Roscoe will pinch hit for Baez, who's in the on-deck circle.
Boy, Cap's giving a long look over Castro. Now, Castro could take off at some point, but he doesn't run that well.
No, yeah, exactly. They probably have a don't steal on for him. And Cap's the kind of guy who's going to come right after you with fastball slider. Maybe you can get something hard to hit.
Emmanuel Buchanan. The count 2-1 to Ruiz. So he got a pretty good pitch there. And it's 2-2.
That's what he's going to do, Tom. He'll challenge hitters with fastballs. Phillies have had some pretty good luck against this guy. He's not a ground ball pitcher, so he's not going to throw a whole lot of double plays. He can do it, but you don't look for him to sink a ball and throw a ground ball double play.
2-2 the count to Ruiz. See his numbers against the Phillies when the Phillies were in Washington last week. That ERA was at 7. It's dipped a little bit. He did pick up a save, but a lot of his opportunities during the course of his career, I mean, some have been easy. There's been a lot, though, that have been somewhat hectic.
Ooh. That was hot. I don't know if they're going to start the runner here. They might be afraid of a strikeout double play. We'll see.
Castro doesn't go. Pitch is whacked up the third baseline. Fair ball. Gonzalez has got it, and he throws out Ruiz. So up to second goes Castro. 2 outs, and it'll be up to Roscoe. Right into the hands, it looked like, of Carlos Ruiz. Wilson Valdez now comes on, a pinch run for Castro at the stash. John McLaren, they're directing the defense for the Nationals. Wilson Valdez, so he'll stay in the game and play shortstop in the top of the 9th inning. Now Roscoe, who last year led all major league players in pinch hits, and he tied for the lead in pinch hit RBIs with 15.
Playing as an opposite field hitter.
And he's behind, no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, as Tom mentioned, he's a really good pinch hitter. Figure he's going to come off the bench and look for a fastball. First pitch he didn't get. He got something off speed.
Runners in scoring position. You see that alignment that Wheels just talked about, playing him as an opposite field hitter in the outfield. In the air toward right field. Willie Harris coming on. Not deep. He's under it. And the inning is over. So the Phillies do get the potential tying run at scoring position. Jim Riggleman rolls the dice, brings his closer in here in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. It's 5-4 Washington. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, that's a view from atop the Bud Light rooftop. Phillies trail at 5-4. That's out above Ashburn Alley. Ryan Matson in the game, trying to keep this at a one-run ball game. This is his 4th game overall. No wins, no losses, 2 saves and 2 save opportunities. 4 strikeouts in 3 1/3. And he's on here to face 2, 3, and 4 for the Nationals. They give the offense one chance. And the reason why the Phillies are down 1, well, here's part of the reason. First, it's Adam Dunn against Danis Baez. First pitch swinging.
Yeah, first pitch of that inning, he hit a duck-hook home run right into the first row. And then a walk, and then Ryan Zimmerman comes off the bench, and he hits a first rower. A line shot to right field. So a home run, a walk, and another home run. 3 runs, down by 1.
Ian Desmond leads it off against Matson. Ryan delivers one for a strike. Matson filling in for Brad Lidge as the closer. Brad was here today as part of the ring ceremony which took place before the ball game. Phil's got their National League Championship rings. And he's heading back down to Florida, but he is targeting, he said today, the end of April for his return. Apparently his velocity was really good yesterday, and that's a great sign.
He walked the clubhouse this morning and looked around and said, "Where am I?"
Opposite way, Jason Worth coming on, still coming on, slides, and he can't get it. Squirts right past him. Well, not too far, and Desmond's aboard with his second hit.
Really important to keep this game to 1 run right now. Do a lot of things in the 9th inning at home with 1. Down by 1. Worth's playing deep because they don't want any doubles here. Playing a little bit deeper on the offside there of Desmond, and just couldn't quite get there. Luckily, when he deflected, it stayed right near his feet, and Desmond had to stay at first base.
So a runner at first. Here's Christian Guzman, 0 for 3 with an RBI. He walked his first time up. And a toss over to first, and Desmond, who can run, is back.
So 27 bases 1 year in the minor leagues. That's his high. You would think they'll keep him there. They'll keep that hole open for Guzman with nobody out.
Well, considering that Dunn is in the on-deck circle, Willingham's right behind him too.
Right. They don't want to run into an out.
Runner goes.
So much
Pitch
for
is
that.
taken outside. The throw to second is not in time. Desmond looked like he slid past the bag a little bit too. And it's a stolen base, the first of the year for Ian Desmond.
Yeah, they let him go. Looked like Valdez took that throw up in front of the bag a little bit and then had to reach back. That's a good throw by Ruiz. See where he is? You take the throw up in front of the bag like that, then you got to reach back on the tag, and just a split second, guy can beat it.
I think he may have been out because his front foot looked like it was up over the bag, and his back foot hadn't reached the bag when the tag was applied. But the second base umpire, Paul Schreiber, calls safe. So 2-0 the count. Desmond's in scoring position. Good changeup by Matson. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Brewers able to hold off the Cubs 8-6. Ryan Braun a home run, 3 runs batted in. They couldn't hold off the Cubs yesterday, but they hold them off there today.
Hoffman was in that game, so he probably picked up a save. We'll have to see. And he's sneaking up on what, 600?
600.
Yeah. 3 teams today in the National League avoided sweeps, and the Nationals are trying to be the 4th.
So Hoffman, who did pick up his 3rd save, as that one's in there for a strike to Guzman. He now has 594 career saves. And Guzman down on strikes. Good off-speed pitch from Matson there. A change-up, that's his bread and butter, and he's got one away here in the 9th.
Yeah, Guzman took a 3-1 fastball right down the pipe. And now Ryan, as Tom says, throws that changeup. Now you got to watch Desmond second base. Valdez looks like he's going to be the one to do it because they didn't get him over, and he might think about trying to steal third.
Polanco's peeking over at Desmond. And the first pitch just misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. See that Valdez is behind that bag. Chopper right side. Big hop for Ryan Howard. He'll beat Dunn in the bag. 2 away. Over to third goes Desmond. And again, Ryan is just 1 out away from trying to keep this a 1-run game. Hey, Phillies action continues against the Marlins tomorrow night at 6:30 on the Comcast Network. Don't forget, Roy Halladay will make his first start here at Citizens Bank Park. He's 2-0, the National League Player of the Week. And we said it before, this place is going to be a buzz with Halladay's first start here at the ballpark. Pre-game live takes us from 6:30 up to the first pitch tomorrow. Josh Willingham, the hitter. And he takes one outside. Halladay was originally scheduled to pitch on Saturday, and Phillies decided to change that yesterday. And Jamie Moyer now will pitch on Saturday for the Phillies. So he'll be on his normal day after having an extra day as last time. He went outside. Now he comes inside. It's 1-2 to Willingham. Trying to preserve it for the top of the order. In the bottom of the 9th inning, a 1-run game. An insurance run at third. Well, 1-2 pitch. Check swing, foul ball. We'll do it again.
He threw him a cutter that time. Fooled Willingham a little bit, but he just fouls it off and stays alive. That was a really good 2-strike pitch.
Phillies fans know this team is never out of a game. But Ryan Matson trying to keep it at a 1-run game. Got into the count to Willingham. Oh boy.
That was inside.
Those are some great reactions right there.
A lot of umpires. Some guy behind the plate jumped up, called him out. That was good.
That was a good call on his part.
None of those guys count, though. Only Cowboy counts right now.
And he doesn't like the extra help.
No, he'll be all right. He'll handle it.
2-2 the count. And it's down low, 3-2.
2-2 changeup.
That guy just got a text, so if we show him again if there's a strikeout, his call may be a little bit more emotional than it was a moment ago.
Just have to go home at night and have somebody tell you, so we on TV. Now, 30 seconds later.
It's easy.
Oh, man. What he does here, he obviously has a base open. He doesn't have to give in here to Willingham. He just threw him a 2-2 changeup. Really doesn't have to throw him a strike. They're taking a long time. Now they're ready.
3-2 the count. The pitch just missed. I couldn't tell if Joe West was going to put something more into that call. It was pretty close.
Well, they decided to try and throw fastball in and freeze him. And they froze him all right, but I guess it was inside. Doesn't matter. It was inside because Joe West says it is. Yeah, pitch is inside.
See, it
Gotta
was
be kidding me.
A little different there.
You're blind.
Willie Taveras is going to come on a pitch run for Josh Willingham. So Ivan Rodriguez due up. Will wait for Taveras to take his spot over at first.
You got to watch out now. A double steal. You got an infielder out there, and your middle infielders really have to communicate now with the catcher. And if you throw through, and they may not even throw through.
Ivan Rodriguez today is 1 for 3, walked and scored a run. Now Ruiz is going to go out and talk to Ryan Matson.
They're not going to. They're going to basically let him go. It looks like where those middle infielders are playing. Show you how deep they are. Look how deep they are. When you're back like that, you're basically telling them they can go. Well, that doesn't mean that you can't beat the guy at the bag, but it'd be tough to beat Taveras to the bag.
Swing and a miss at the first pitch. A cutter from Matson, and no balls and 1 strike. Juan Rodriguez, who so often now his body tends to go the other way with that. Looked like he was trying to pull something there. Runners on first and third.
That's a good time to do that, because Taveras didn't go on the first pitch, and he might be thinking about it there and might start early.
Doesn't go. Pitch is swung on and missed. Ruiz keeps it in front of him, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, this is one of those situations with 2 strikes where sometimes you'll start the guy from first, hope the team will start looking over there, get him in a rundown, try and steal a run from third. I think if he goes, they'll just
let him go.
Let him go. I think so.
2 strikes to punch. Runners lead off. And another step in, look over to first.
Well, that's what they're thinking, that he's going to run here and maybe leave early.
Taveras goes 0-2 high. Ruiz doesn't make the throw, and the Nationals have runners on second and third.
Yeah, that's a stolen base because it's a one-run game. It's not defensive indifference.
1-2 the count. And a line drive toward left, and that's going to score 2. Desmond scores. Here comes Taveras, a 2-run single for Rodriguez, and the Nationals have padded their lead. It's now 7-4. They said he usually goes the other way or tries to go the other way. He looked like the entire at bat that he was trying to pull something, and he pulled that one.
Well, he got a changeup. You know, that's a pitch, and he was way out in front of that. But to his credit, he stayed back enough. See how much of the plate this catches. It's supposed to be. Yeah, it came back over the plate. You saw where Ruiz had set up away, and that changeup just kind of floated back towards the middle of the plate. Even though he's out front, he's able to get the head on, just hook it in left field.
Now Matt Capps will get a chance to bat. And he takes one for a strike, and it's 0-1. To the count to Capps. And that's a little high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adam Kennedy had been in the on-deck circle for the Nationals, and he would have hit if Rodriguez had gotten on, or if Charlie Manuel had walked Ivan Rodriguez intentionally. Instead, it is Capps who goes down on strikes to finish off this 9th inning. But the Nationals tack on 2 more. They do so thanks to 2 base hits. They strand 1. One last chance for the Phillies as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And the last chance at the top of the order. Shane Victorino, Placido Polanco, and Chase Utley due up. Phillies led this one 4-1 at one point, but the Nationals have scored 6 unanswered runs. And let's see if the Phillies can answer now as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Phillies 7-1 this season, and they've done some damage against Matt Capps before. Remember last year when Capps was pitching for the Pirates, when Ryan Howard hit that grand slam against him? Well, he's continuing along here after taking over for Sean Burnett in the 8th inning. He'll face the top of the order, Victorino, Polanco, and Chase Utley.
Another thing going on in that inning with Capps in the on-deck circle. You know, do you pitch to Rodriguez there? I think you do, because even if you walk him there and they take Capps out of the game, okay. But Kennedy comes up the bat then with the bases loaded. It's not like it was automatic that the pitcher was going to hit.
Well, Kennedy was out of the on-deck circle.
He's going to come up and hit. You know, a lot of times, you know, you worry about in those situations where, you know, you think the pitcher's going to hit, stay in the game, it's their closer. You know, the odds are they were going to go for more runs with just a 1-run lead.
So Victorino leads it off. The count 2 balls and no strikes. The first baseman is Adam Kennedy. He's on for Adam Dunn. Over in left field, Willie Harris moves from right field to left field, and Willie Taveras stays in the ball game to play right field for the Nationals. And Victorino takes a fastball for strike 1. 2-1.
It's such a different game now. Of course, 3-1, 3 runs to 1 run. And Shane just trying to get on base, get something going, get the crowd into it.
And he pops it up foul over the left side, and it's 2-2. Phillies and the Nationals won't see each other again until the end of July. The Marlins come to town for a weekend series beginning tomorrow night. Marlins are home tonight, taking on the Cincinnati Reds. In the air to right center field. That's a pretty good shot, and that one is gone! Home run for Shane Victorino. Boy, did that one take off into the alleyway. Victorino with another home run, his 3rd of the year. And the Phils have this lead whittled down to 2. They need a base runner, trailing at 7-5.
Well, you figured they wouldn't go quietly, and that's where they really wanted to stay at 1. They weren't able to do that. And now they're going to try and come back from a 3-run deficit. Fastball, and Shane's all over that, and that jumped out to deep right center field.
So a home run for Victorino. Here's Polanco. Nobody out, and Polanco takes one off the outside corner for a ball. Again, Capps pitched part of the 8th inning, and now he's out there in the 9th. And he's behind 2 balls and no strikes. Well, there comes a point, particularly in this ballpark with a sold-out crowd, that if you're the opposing pitcher, and guys have talked about it, you start feeling it a little bit. Jim Riggleman has seen it the last couple of days. And Victorino jump starting this offense. Polanco looking to do the same. He's ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. So far, 4 come from behind victories for the Phillies. 134 since 2007. Wow. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Polanco. That was an off-speed pitch from Capps. I guess it was a slider. It didn't really break too much. Toward the right side, face hit it to right center field. And Polanco, another multi-hit game. That's his 2nd hit of the day. And the tying run is due up in Chase Utley.
Another breaking ball, and really a poor break on that by Guzman. I don't know whether he didn't see it off the bat, but he did not break immediately. And he would come close to that. Another 2-hit game for Placido Polanco.
8th one of the year for Polanco. Ron Rodriguez out to the mound.
There it is. See the late break he got on that?
He rocked left, and then went right.
I just want to say, I don't know whether he saw it, Tom. You know, when you see that ball was hit really hard and barely to his right, and it should have been handled.
Here's Chase, 1 for 4, a home run, his first time up. And some action in the bullpen for the Nationals. The lefty is Jesse English. The right-hander is Brian Bruni. Polanco not being held on by Kennedy at first. And the first pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Rodriguez. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, they really hope they have a guy in Capps do the Nationals who can close games, because they really struggled with that last year. But the Phillies have hit this Matt Capps hard. Phillies came from way back in a game against the Pirates here last year and beat him, and Ryan Howard hit a big home run.
1-0 the count to Chase. And he watches that one go across the knees on the outside part of the plate. 1-1.
See what they're doing with their infield right now with Utley. Kennedy is playing off Polanco at first base to try and take some of the hole away, yet they have the second baseman way over, and they're in a pulled defense. There you see it right there, giving him all this room in this area.
And Chase falls behind 1-2 with that foul ball down the left field line. Last 16 games against the Washington Nationals, Chase with 6 home runs and 18 runs batted in.
Outfielders in a classic no doubles extra base defense. Look how deep they are.
Really deep. You kind of lose them.
Yep.
They're so deep.
Well, they'll let a ball drop in front of them, but they don't let anything get through.
And Tavares is only a step from the warning track. And right. Chase stays alive. Matt Capps against Chase Utley. Capps brought over from the Pirates as a free agent to close for the Nationals this year. Stabilize the back end of the bullpen. Well, Chase has certainly been a stabling force for this team for as long as he's been in the big leagues. 1-2 the count to Utley. And he's just staying alive there. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball off the outer half.
What Cap's going to do. Fastball, slider, fastball, slider. He does have a changeup, but he doesn't use it often.
Charlie going over some things with Pete Buchanan. Fans just hoping for another base runner, another opportunity. Called strike 3. Chase is down on strikes for the 3rd time today. You don't see it that often. And there's one away.
No, especially with a fastball. He must have thought that pitch was low. Man, he fooled him. You know, he missed his spot by 2 feet. It was supposed to be away. It came middle in. And it was a strike.
Well, they're realigning the infield defense. Pat Listash, former Rookie of the Year, and the outfield defense. See the infield defense. 3 on the right side. Third baseman Gonzalez is over at the shortstop position. Here's Ryan Howard. He doubled his last time up. And he hits one in the air to left field. Not deep. Coming on is Willie Harris, calling everybody off, and he makes the grab. 2 away. So Capps needs one more out as Ryan is retired with a runner at first.
Boy, Willie Harris had a long way to come for that ball. There's Chase Utley. Had a tough day today after his leadoff home run, or his first inning home run. And look, if that ball wasn't so high, that was going to be a problem because he was really deep. Now they don't have to. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, they're in a little bit more in center and left. Tavares is still really deep in right and shaded over toward the line. See the defensive setup. Nigel Morgan in center, shaded toward right center a little bit. Jason has walked twice. He has scored a run. 1-1 the count to Jason Worth. Polanco goes. Pitch is swung on and missed. No throw. And Polanco is at second base now with defensive indifference. Jason down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Phil's trying to finish off the series sweep here, trailing it by 2. And that just missed at 96 miles per hour from Caps.
31 pitches.
I guess they felt like they haven't used him in a few days, that with the off day also, he's well rested. Jason towards center field. Not deep. Nyjer Morgan is coming on. He's under it. Calls everybody off. And the Washington Nationals salvage the final game of this 3-game series. For Matt Capps, the save as he's able to pitch more than an inning to finish this one off. And the Phillies will have to settle for 2 of 3 from the Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman off the bench. He hasn't played since Saturday. A game-winning pinch hit 2-run home run in the 8th. He is our Chevrolet player of the game. And he hasn't been a big storyline this entire series, but he certainly was today. And this Phillies team will have to settle, as we said, for 2 of 3 from Washington for the second time this year as they drop to 7-2.
Time now for the WB Mason delivery of the game. It was in the 8th inning, and Ryan Zimmerman in a 1-run game hits a 2-run home run there as a pinch hitter, a bullet to right field. And he really missed that guy. They want to get him back as soon as possible. That is our WB Mason delivery of the game.
So Ryan Zimmerman's home run certainly made a big difference in today's ball game. The Phillies lose at 7-5. We'll be back to talk about it after this.